ever about anything.
Yeah? About what?
Anything you want. I could talk about the word what and how you're mad I'm not.
What?
Yeah.
Is that like from some sort of like 90s rap?
Yeah, no. I'm glad that I made it sound like it is. But no, it was just like when you were a kid and and you said and you asked somebody or you said or somebody said what, you'd say back to them, "You're mad and I'm not."
Wow.
Yeah.
That is so lame.
You know what I've been listening to lately, man? You
Hmm.
know that old song from back in the day? I'm a bloke, I'm a bloke, I'm a yobbo, and my best mate's name is Robbo. I'm a labourer by day. I piss up all my pay watching footy on TV. Just give me more VB, you know you wouldn't want me any other way. I've taken recently to quoting lines from that song in response to Erica, and it's really funny.
Isn't that a remix of another song though?
Yeah, it is. I'm a bitch. I'm a lover. Yeah.
Mm, mm. All right, so
Um,
we've been live for about a minute and a half now. I'm sure you're
mhm.
aware. I
I
tried
am
to
aware.
sneak
Yeah.
one in on you. We've
Yeah,
got
you
Darren in
try.
the house. Not going to be able to chat today, but I'll be watching on my TV. Have fun. Thanks, Darren. We've got
Nice. Hey, hockey.
and we've got Badger Comics. Want me to come on the stream too? We can have some fun. Yeah, maybe.
Mm.
Yeah, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
Sure.
Badger Comics.
Oh,
Hello.
I think this is the one that wants to get you into bed, Clayton.
Well, you know, I am a friend to the gay man. We get along well.
I've some gay friends.
Yeah, they're
They
great.
usually have to tell me they're gay though. Like I have the worst gay radar.
I think people generally tend to feel gayer around me, to be honest, for
Mm,
some reason.
you
I
do
bring it
have
out
that
of
vibe.
them. Yeah, I think there's a lot of confused straight men that I'm friends with out there.
Mm, mm.
Yeah.
Your brother?
No, man, you're getting like way, way too kinky this early in the morning, man.
No, I'm just saying, is your brother confused? You know, not about you, just in
No,
general.
no, he's not confused about me, but in general, maybe. No, I don't think he's confused. I think he's really on the ball. He's kind of one of those under the
On the
radar
ball,
type of guys. Yeah.
on the
Who
ball, or ball.
I think he's got a whole plan going on that maybe he doesn't even know about, just underneath the surface.
I reckon your brother is prime for a midlife crisis.
Maybe. I
reckon
don't
you
think
are
so.
too. Actually, now that I think about it,
What's that?
I can see you having a midlife crisis for
Why
sure.
would I have a midlife crisis, man? I have literally done everything that I want to do.
I don't know. I can see you getting like a sports car or something.
If I was like an accountant who never got laid, maybe I'd have a midlife crisis at some point. I'd
Mm-hmm.
look at my life at 40 and go, what the hell have I done? But that's like the opposite. I'm a comic book artist. And I mean, what more could you want than that? To draw cartoons at the age of 30, a fully grown adult man every day.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, you've got it all. You're living the dream. The dream.
It is what it is, man. And I purposefully crafted my life in this way because at the end of the day, I'm a brat. I hate doing shit that I don't want to do. Like, it really grinds my gears. It upsets me. I have a tanty sometimes when shit doesn't go my way. So it's no wonder that things have ended up like they are.
Mm.
What about you? I think you might have already had your midlife crisis because here you are making comic books as well.
Yeah, I fell into the 9 to 5 trap. We've talked about it before, but I thought that that's what you had to do to be happy,
Yeah.
and God, it sucks.
Yeah, man. But it's not your fault. You're programmed that way from the very beginning.
Yeah,
They don't tell you that you can make comic books for a living in high school. They make you go for some apprenticeship at a white goods repair factory, and you think that your future is in some warehouse fixing fridges.
yep,
But you got to give that the finger, man,
yeah.
because you're worth more than that.
Imagine being like a teenager today, Clayton, in this day and age. Right? You can do literally whatever you want. Like you can be a
Yeah.
YouTube star. You can play professional computer games.
It's the truth, man. I mean, I can't even imagine what it'd be like as a kid these days. The problem is, right, they're not the same as us in the head. They got a lot of other noise coming in, right? Like they're being judged by their friends online. There's a lot of, what would you call it? Shallowness happening, right? Where they are trying to live their life in accordance with way more expectations from their peers, from society, than we would have had to deal with.
Do you reckon?
Hell yeah, man. I mean, they're exposed to so much more. Their brains are being overloaded with information. The moment that they wake up, they check their phones, and it's just one big stressor. Cortisol levels shooting up. I wouldn't be surprised if they die way younger than us.
The man, the myth, the legend.
What's happening, gentlemen?
George,
How are you?
Travelos, how
You
you
got-
doing?
You guys talking about teenagers? Because I got 3 in this house.
Yeah, man.
3 teenagers.
You know, then tell us, what is life
3
like?
girls too. That must be interesting.
Yeah, it's no, they're good kids. It's a different day and age for sure. I mean, especially this time, everyone's basically home. They all are doing at home learning. Our local public school, like for high school, they have what's called a hybrid. Have you heard of this?
No, I haven't.
So they allow kids to come in to school for a certain part of the day, certain times of the week. What's happening, Badger?
Oh, it's on, huh? I've
What's up,
never
man?
used it before. What's good, everybody?
How are you, dude?
Pretty bored.
Yeah.
harassing all the men in everybody's live chats. I saw
That's
Ethan's
brilliant.
like doing a live of like Wenger going off the rails right now. So
Is
Oh,
he?
I came over here.
What's he
Wow.
going off the rails about?
I think basically he's got this conspiracy in his head about he thinks Ethan is purposely like going live when he's going live, and
Oh, wow.
he feels like he's been abandoned, and like he was basically Wenger made a video of him looking at a previous live stream he was on, and everybody jokes about Wenger and stuff, and he feels like he doesn't get enough support from, I guess, the same audience for Comic Skate or whatnot.
That's how everybody feels.
Yeah.
Hey,
Ethan's always
Leroy.
streaming when everybody's streaming.
Yeah.
I like your Alterna hat, Badger.
Oh yeah, man. I bought 20 of them.
What?
Yeah, I've been an Alterna reader for probably 10 years now.
Wow,
That's awesome.
Good books and super good prices too.
Yeah.
Hey, can I
How
talk?
are you, Leroy?
What's up?
How are you?
I'm all right.
Leroy.
Clayton, I have a
Amazing.
question. I have
Why
a
would-
question for you guys about yesterday's stream. So
Yeah.
my favorite guest was Joe Catapano,
Mm-hmm.
and he's a friend of the stream. I've never seen him before.
Yeah, Joe Catapano. This is the first time we've had him on.
Okay.
He's been a friend of How to Draw Comics for like a few years now. He's been writing up our tutorials, doing an absolutely phenomenal job at that. And that was the first time that I got to speak to him in person. He's bringing out a comic book So naturally, he's certainly somebody that I've wanted to promote for a long time.
Okay, now I've never seen him in chat before either, so that was good to see him. But you said that Rob was making fun of you for bringing him on. Why was that?
I don't know. Rob, it doesn't matter if I organize the stream and I invite somebody on. Rob has some kind of.
Can I just interject and say I've never been more proud of my CG career than when we got you to shut down the stream after an hour because the chat was so out of hand. Fucking loved it.
With Ed.
What's that?
Yeah, with Ed.
That was okay. I wasn't paying that much attention to it. I think Ed was just not used to the spontaneity, the prowess, and charisma of the chat.
Yeah, I was like, after an hour, I was like, my work here is done.
Well, it was mostly Corey that stood out, but you did as well. Don't worry. I have to have a chat. I've had numerous chats with Corey. I'm like, bro, we don't want to unsell things when we do a stream. We want to sell them. Can you help me out, buddy?
I've had chats with him too, and he's like, yeah, sure. And then 2 minutes later,
What is he saying? Yeah, sure. Is he saying far out? Because if he's saying far out, he's not hearing a word you're saying.
Yeah,
yeah, that's
right.
true.
Let me blow Leroy's mind. It probably won't blow his mind, but let's just get this out there. Leroy, you love Trent Kanuga, correct?
Yes, he's my look. Okay, I'm a WoW guy. I'm a '90s guy. Trent Kanuga is like, he's like above EVS to me.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
And I know that you're not an artist yourself, and you probably don't have any interest in learning. But did you know that Clayton has numerous Trent Kanuga tutorials on the How to Draw Comics website?
Oh.
Yeah, but Trent Kanuga does a bunch of tutorials on his own YouTube site.
Hell yeah, he does. Hell yeah, he does. But what Rob's saying is, I don't know. Maybe I could reach out. We could do an interview with Trent Kanuga or something.
I got a sneaking suspicion, Clayton, that Trent Kanuga is going to be doing an interview with a lot of people in CG here very shortly.
Yeah, I do too. He's with his Creed Indiegogo campaign in the works.
Yeah, the feminazis over there, part of Tess Fowler's Whisper Network, have already started attacking Trent.
Oh, really? That's hilarious,
already
man.
Going after him. I was a big fan of you. I looked up to you. And you killed me.
Well, I tweeted him today. Rob, you'll like this. I tweeted him today. A lot of the old Blizzard employees have spun off and made their own development companies now.
Oh, yeah, Metzen.
And I asked Trent on Twitter, I'm like, hey, man, like all your old buddies are making these development companies. Are we going to see your work in video games anytime soon? He's like, I'm working with them now.
Yeah, hell yeah, man. Yeah, he's one dude who has built himself a solid career, an empire, really.
So what do you think, George? Kanuga better than EVS? That's a big... Oh, jeez, look at that. He's ready to go. Get that one locked and loaded.
No, like, I don't blame. I'm just saying he meant, like, Creed to me was, like, in the 90s was a big deal. Like, I loved Creed. Like, it was a huge book for me. So, I mean, right now, I think EVS is probably the best artist in comics, period.
Yeah, you can't pick favorites. I mean...
Sure we can.
I can. Trent's my favorite. There you go.
I can. I like Clayton better than Corey.
Yeah, well.
Oh, by the way, speaking of which, Corey, you mentioned it yesterday, Clayton. Corey's pencils by hand are better than his digital work.
Dude, the day he posted those artworks, I said to him, bro, you should do Kozor 3 traditionally in pencils.
Yeah.
We'll just pay Rob's inker to ink it up because his stuff is better. I think it's better. I don't know if his style has maybe changed over time or if it's just because he's working in digital, but there's a major contrast between his digital stuff and his traditional work. It's more structured when it's traditional. There seems to be more time taken into getting it right and making it look good.
Where is Corey?
I don't know. He's sleeping. He's just snory today.
Far out, man.
And you could also sell those pencils too,
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
like for a decent chunk of change.
I know. I don't understand why like people don't draw more, put pencil to paper more often. Like it drives me nuts. I'm like, you're just throwing away money. Like that's all you're doing.
Yeah. I mean, it's just such a optimized process to do it digitally if you can and make it look good, because it means that you don't have to hire an inker, you don't have to buy inks if you're doing it traditionally on your own. You can just jump straight into the colors if you need to, and the whole workflow is all in one place. I know that. Yeah, go ahead.
I've never had the guts to ask some of the veteran artists, but when they speak of it, I listen to what they say. And Graham Nolan said, I don't want to be shackled to my desk anymore. I can just bring my computer wherever I want to go, even if it's outside by the pool or whatever, and just draw whenever I want. No more cleaning brushes.
Mhm.
And I can understand that too. But if you're still trying to make a name for yourself and trying to get your campaign built up, I could see how selling the originals would help.
Definitely. I mean,
Well,
that is a pro no matter what.
He's creator of Bane, is he not? I mean,
Yes.
the level of skill he has with traditional medium is just leagues above anything else from the year 2010 forward.
Oh, that's what's going on. We were talking, Badger,
Yeah.
about the winger thing earlier, and that's what's going on there, right?
Yeah.
I mean, basically, winger's doing Aldrich. Let's face it. I mean, the art's not best in the world, so I mean, EVS doesn't want to shill it. It's not, it's
Right.
not up to EVS, But that's the thing is, if we look at the art standards now in CG compared to when it started, when I was here, when EVS came in, it's like light years ahead of where it was.
Yeah.
And that should especially make somebody like Corey feel good about things. Like he broke in now when like it's hard to break in.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, man.
Yeah,
That's exactly it. We're very lucky.
it is interesting, and I'll try and word this as delicately as possible. We've been really fortunate. Some people have really helped us out of the way, but like to get to where we are, and I don't know how else to say it.
What are you saying?
I'll say it.
Yeah, I don't know what he's
Listen,
saying either.
Wanger, if you're ever watching this, just start practicing the art more. If you've got a team with you, just have you guys get better and better with every campaign. If it makes $1,000,
Well,
next time $1,500.
What happened here is he drew it himself, where his last campaign he had Joe Ball do it.
Yeah.
So
that's
that's the thing.
What is this campaign?
Aldrake.
Aldrake.
Aldrake. If you Google Aldrake and Wanger, it'll probably come up.
It's on Indiegogo right now?
Yeah.
Yeah, I haven't seen his artwork before.
Me neither.
Oh.
Do you want to share it or not?
Oh, man. Okay.
It's your call.
Yeah. No,
just don't say anything. Yeah.
Not everybody has to make a campaign that's EVS level artistic.
Oh, I mean, Rob is a good example. Rob is a good example, and Clayton's a good example. They, well, actually, I think Rob's probably going to hit 50K. So,
right.
But I mean, Clayton Corey put out theirs first, 30,000. They're tickled to death, as they well should be.
You're going to hit 500, Clayton, on that.
Yeah.
Which and then I don't know what you were expecting, but that's very impressive.
Man, it's insanely impressive, and I keep saying to Rob, like, there is a reason that there's a number of reasons that the campaign has done well. I agree. It's definitely the artwork. I think great artwork is going to sell a comic book more than anything else. It makes it easier for people like EVS to put your comic book out there and have people jump on board. Because, I mean, even if EVS showed Wenger's campaign, there's going to be a select few people that have that particular taste in art that are going to jump on board, right? So I think the other thing is as well, just the huge amount of collaboration that we did with other creators. And me and Rob have been having this conversation actually about how much we keep that going, My stance is that we got to keep on having creators on, and to make it more entertaining, we should do it one-on-one, because I feel like that is a good sweet spot between promoting somebody and also having the audience's experience
Can I
put
be
at
honest with
a
you
top
though?
priority. Yeah, go
Clayton?
ahead.
There's like 4 or 5 different streams that do the same thing. You're
Yeah,
gonna,
I
you're
think-
trying. In this case, you're gonna out. You're literally, and I'm just being.
Yeah,
I want to be honest. You're going to try to out Bancroft, and I don't think you can do that.
I like yesterday's stream a lot.
Yeah,
When you had
with all the people on there.
I loved that.
I feel like, yeah, go ahead.
It was definitely unique. Leroy, did you see it?
I feel terrible. I went to bed yesterday.
No.
So.
Oh, well, it was opposite day yesterday because Leroy went to bed. I stayed up for it.
What?
Clayton ignored half the time what was going on, and Corey
That's normal.
was giving incredible advice.
Yeah.
Was it about drawing though? Was it about drawing? Because he usually does.
No, about the campaigns, like how he should lay things out, where things should be.
Oh wow!
It was, and I like the campaigns. There was a Kickstarter on there.
I don't do. I don't do Kickstarter.
That's fine, and it's fine that you don't. I have no problem with it, but I like that you mixed things up. It wasn't the same 3 or 4 campaigns every time. Oh, this week we're going to see this person, and then on the another stream it's the exact same thing. I like that it was stuff I had never seen before.
Great. Okay.
It's tough though. Like we're trying to figure this out, right? Because we want to keep promoting people because that's the right thing to do, and not everyone gets promoted. It's just how it is. But those streams, they're a little bit difficult because having 4 people on at one time and like getting excited for it when people are they're not bringing much energy, that kind of thing. Like you're trying to push things along, and we've been doing them for like close to a year now, Clayton.
Yeah.
Are you guys trying to find your own format? Is that what's going on here?
Well, I think that Rob has a great point. We're trying to make it so that How to Draw Comics is, and it seems probably obvious to everybody else, more orientated toward artwork and drawing and that kind of thing. And, we have the more chill stuff here on Rob's channel. But for me, and then, I don't know, maybe a creator once in a while. I'm not quite sure where Rob was leaving the creators yesterday in our conversation. But for me, I still want to do like an hour session with a single creator. And I don't just want them to sell the campaign because I think that's boring. I want to get to know the creator behind the book. Like, I want to, like Joe Rogan style, because I think that's what sells it in the end, is when people get to know that person, get to understand their motivations, and have they really feel that passion. It's more real that way. When you're talking about a campaign, man, you're putting on an act, or you're just boring because you can't sell anything.
Why don't you bring on creators that don't have active campaigns then?
Well, I'm thinking about doing that, man. Yeah, I mean,
that wasn't meant to be mean. That was a genuine question.
No, I know.
The problem is too, right, that we're getting probably at least 8 requests a month for people to come on.
Yeah. So there'd be a massive backlog. That's the issue.
It wouldn't work. And then like if we're doing that, if we're doing 2 people every week, for example, right? That would mean we couldn't get people like John Malin to come on and do some drawing streams. We couldn't get Fragger to do the same, or Rob Willis, or Joe Catapano, or Trent Kanuga, because all those slots will be booked out.
True.
So this is where we're at. We don't know what to do. Is basically the thing.
Yeah. What do you guys think?
I liked yesterday's format a lot.
Okay, cool.
You could do something like that once every 2 weeks, so you could get your 4 creators in, and then you could explore other stuff as well and see where your numbers hit. Like yesterday was a tough example because you're streaming against someone else big. But I think EVS was going the exact same time, and you were asleep. So, I really enjoyed yesterday's format, and then the creators could
Cool.
potentially talk to each other. I thought the format yesterday was good, and they all got along well. I could be wrong; I didn't see behind the scenes, but I thought everyone was good.
But it's not always gonna. There's those magical streams EVS has too, though. I mean, sometimes you catch lightning in a bottle, there, George.
Yeah.
Like sometimes, you'll catch an EVS stream where everybody's on, like on point, and those streams are really good, and and then sometimes you'll have the same people on, and the stream is crap.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm.
Well, Ethan's got almost 4 years now of trashing and entertaining people on YouTube when it comes to Twitter and all these idiots that have done nothing but make their mission to just be unhappy. And
But that's why I come to Rob and Clayton's channel, is because, like,
of course,
sometimes I don't want to hear about the social justice bullshit. Sometimes I just don't want to hear about it. That's why I come here. And to get Clayton to quit. I mean,
and to be honest, Ethan is not only selling his book, he's selling himself as an entertainer more than anything. I would say his sales come from dunking on Renfamous and
every one of these guys are selling themselves. Rob's selling himself. Clayton's selling himself. Like, that's what they do. Like, hey, look at me. I'm the all shucks Australian with a beanie because I don't want to share my hair. Look at me. I look like a dwarf with a mohawk. Like, yeah.
That is great.
What did you think about the show we did, and Leroy, because you were there as well, the show we did the other week where we did that projects we love and the projects that we need more love? Did you like that or not?
I don't know. I wasn't watching it. You'd have to, I was on that show, so it's kind of hard to. I don't know. I really think. I mean, I do like coming on with you guys, but I don't know. Like, if you have fans on too much, I know on other streams, creator streams where they have fans on, it can sometimes be cringe, depending on the fan. Not all fans are just great in stream.
Yeah, I agree with that. And the thing is that you and George, and I mean, this is the first time we're chatting with Badger, but you guys are pretty great. So,
yeah, you actually are. Like,
thanks.
You're better than a lot of creators.
Yeah, like Leroy gives us shit all the time. George is like the voice of reason and maturity, the unbiased view on what we're talking about, and Darren is just an amazing dude.
Well, George and I have played off each other in chat like we do in stream. It's just what we do. Yeah.
Yep. Totally.
Yeah, you get too many fans coming on these streams. You get to see the real fans of comics. They're the weirdos. Typically, they're the kids that girls didn't talk to, and they don't know how to really interact with other people. So when they come on a stream like this, they just get weird.
Well, then there's the counter argument that half that fan stream you had was creators.
Right.
So are they fans or are they? To me, it's separate, and that's not disrespecting anybody that was on there. But once you create one book, you're going to be a creator.
That's it. That's like when I had Thunderbuns on my show. I was like, yeah, you can come on, but once you lost your campaign, you're a pro now, buddy. You ain't coming on no more.
Clayton, you're a pro, but you've been a pro for years. Rob, you've been doing this for years. Darren's obviously a novice at his mic, but whatever. Wagoneer, not Badger. But once you make the one book, and half the people that you had were on there had one book, it's just not the same for me. What's up, Darren?
What's up, guys?
Hey, Darren. What's up, man?
Hey, man. How you doing?
Tired.
I feel you, dude. We're all a little bit tired here today. I'm not sure about George and Leroy and Badger, though. You guys tired as well?
It'll be bedtime in an hour.
I've been up all night. All night.
Really?
Why are you up all night? Watching octopus porn?
Maybe. Hey, you brought it back to me then. You just brought it back. What have you done?
In a couple of months, Clayton, you're going to be up all night for real. It's...
Yeah, I know.
I already told Clayton he has to have her breastfeed. Then he doesn't have to do that. That's the smart thing to do.
Well, yeah. I mean, that's really mainly what needs to happen. There's a few other components to that too, but
I can tell you in real good advice, Clayton, is never when the baby is crying, turn sideways, and take your feet and push your wife out of bed to go get the baby.
Oh, I would never do that.
That's not a good idea.
I'm actually a nice guy, you know. I'm a nice guy. I'll be a present dad. I'll be present. I'll make you proud, Leroy. You'd be so proud of the man that I am. I'll go to church every Sunday. That'd be great.
So out of curiosity, it sounded like you guys were talking about switching it up then, where you have your professional streams on your channel, and then
we let it loose on here a bit more.
Yeah.
What do you think about that?
As long as you still have the chat on your stream and I can go there and raise holy hell, then I'm good. You can do it however you want.
Totally. I think it's that way we're kind of creating almost two audiences there. And I just think that that is a good idea to make the most of the HTDC community that already exists and the CG peeps that are a part of that. And then to kind of build another audience over here where I guess we would be more entertaining than informing.
Right.
Yeah.
I would just caution you guys because it's a partnership. You guys both have to be equally committed to each other's channel. Instead of, because I know Rob was really all in on How to Draw Comics. You're going to have to be all in on Rob's channel.
Yeah, absolutely. But also, Rob at the same time had it pretty good. It was the equivalent of John Malin being invited on EVS every week.
The shit's getting thick in here.
Oh my God.
And I don't know, I don't know if I would feel like I was necessarily doing EVS any favors.
Let me take you down a peg, Clayton. Instead of you asking Trent to come on, you need to go ask Trent if you could go on his channel.
Yeah,
that's how it should be working,
man. I mean, the thing is usually I will do a favor for somebody first before I go to ask them for something, And so I feel like if I have Trent on our channel first and then I go to ask him to jump on his, he'll be a bit more susceptible to me just going, hey, can I come onto your channel and you do an interview with me and it's all about me? No, I want to wine and dine him a little bit first on my channel, soften him up.
Have you been approached, Clayton, to do covers? I know you did a cover for Rob. Have you been approached by others to do covers that you had to turn down?
Yeah, unfortunately, yeah. And
because that would build goodwill, I think.
It definitely would, man. But I mean, the thing is,
he doesn't have time, George. It takes him too long to do anything, so he can't afford to do other people's work.
Yeah, I could, but the thing is, one, I don't need to, other than for promotional purposes. And the other thing is if I'm taking on additional work that takes my attention away from Coz or that backers have jumped on board with and supported, I don't feel great about that,
Okay.
As much as I would love to, man, because there's a lot of exciting projects. Every time Rob asks me to do something for him, I find it so difficult to say no.
I'm really persistently annoying too.
It's so annoying, man.
Like a mosquito. It's
like, how many times do I have to reject this guy?
Yeah. I keep asking too. I keep winning, so it eventually happens.
He has no self-esteem.
No.
I mean,
but to be fair, Clayton, how much have we grown the How to Draw Comics YouTube channel since we started?
We've grown it a lot. We have grown it a lot. Why it has grown is difficult to say because it's grown every year since it began, somehow, some way.
You're basically insulting CG right now, Clayton. All you had to do is say,
hang on a second.
Comicsgate is great. I love you guys. It has nothing to do with Rob. It has everything to do with Comicsgate.
You're interrupting me, right? Because I was about to get onto CG, but you didn't ask me about CG.
Wow.
I believe that the best thing that the partnership between Rob and I has brought about is connecting with the CG community and giving them something to watch, connecting with them, engaging with them. I think that's been the best thing that's come out of this, because let me tell you, the HTDC community, some of them would have backed Kozor, but most of them would have been CG people. And that is because of Rob jumping onto our channel and helping to make it happen. So,
Mate, the hole you've dug is far too deep to get out of now.
Rob, my friend, do you know what? Usually, I tell everybody who comes to me and tells me the same thing that you're telling me. Usually, I'm like, yeah, man, couldn't have done it without you. And honestly, at the end of the day, there's a lot of people that do help me out, and I really do appreciate and value them. But Rob, come on, have I not helped you out a little bit?
Unbelievable.
Rob, have I not helped you out a little bit?
I'm not saying that. I would never dare utter those words, Clayton, because I'm a man of pleasure.
So I haven't, right?
Pleasure.
Because Rob, I think that we do need to build your channel up a little bit, and that we should stop doing streams on my channel and just do them on yours for a while.
All I'm hearing is Clayton is embarrassed of us. That's all I'm hearing right now.
What do you think? What do you think, Rob?
Dude, I swear we have the exact same conversation over and over again. We're going to do one day on your show or on your channel, one day on my channel.
Dude, we've been doing streams on my channel for so long. You've contributed enough. Now it's time for me to give back. But don't you want that?
Yes, but I don't want to not build How to Draw Comics.
Why are you so motivated to build HTDC, man? It's okay. I've got that handled.
But you don't.
If you want to come on and promote Replicator, just tell me, man. I've got no problem with that.
Yeah, I know you don't. But like, what about Fragger? What about John Malin? What about Rob Willis? What about all these people we've got on to do drawing stuff for How to Draw Comics?
The Dan Frager video I did is one of the best performing videos that I ever did, and it was great.
You'll know a video's doing good if Jabba the Cuck shows up in the chat and starts belittling you and trashing you.
Yeah, totally.
You know you've made it in Comicsgate when he
absolutely. Well, he does turn up, and I love Jabba the Cuck. He's funny. But seriously, Rob,
power trip today.
No, seriously, Rob. All right, I'll be honest with you. What we have is the ideal situation. What I like to call the win-win, right? You come on my channel, you help it to grow, but I help you to get exposure to a much wider audience than you already have, right? It's a win-win. Nobody loses. That's what we've got. Wouldn't you guys agree? It seems like a good.
You just said your audience doesn't buy books, though, Clayton. I don't.
Not as much as CG, right? So that's
so it
the
definitely
thing.
looks like that Rob is getting the greater, or you are getting the way greater benefit out of this relationship.
Well, who's buying it? Both
so
campaigns are doing pretty well. So I'd be curious to know like what sort of breakdown it is, whether like what percent of Comicsgate is actually buying it versus perhaps just the audience that already is on your channel.
I was I got
very curious about that.
Maybe
too.
next book you have, Clayton, you can come out and say, this campaign is not Comicsgate, and then see what happens.
Okay.
If you say that, they'll turn on you.
Don't do that. Don't.
I would never do that. I'm humoring Leroy.
Don't worry though, you gain Mags Visaggio and Heather Antos. They would love to scoop you up. See,
no, screw
they
that.
give us Comicsgate, everybody. They're one of us.
Give us some scoop, Clayton, on to help Rob out with some viewers. What's up with Renegade Alpha?
Renegade Alpha. So, well, man, Renegade Alpha is still very much happening. I'm itching. You can imagine. I'm itching to get back onto it. The whole book is drafted out. It is ready to do the final line art for. There's maybe one or two other character concepts that I've got to get done. But other than that, this book is ready to launch into production. Of course, With Kozor, it's been put on hold, so I'm dumping most of my time into Kozor right now.
So you're still doing the cleanup and the editing on those pages. You're just doing issue 1 for now for Kozor, correct? You're not also doing 2. You're just starting on 1, right?
No, I'm just doing 1 right now.
And what percentage are you done? Say 25%, 50%.
Probably 25% actually. Yeah, it's not 50% yet. I'm still kind of working away on it. There's been a few things to juggle. I've found the reality of balancing a business such as How to Draw Comics, keeping that going, and then also doing a comic book and streaming marketing for both of those businesses at the same time.
Free time now.
It's quite a handful, but I'm working out ways, systems to manage it a little bit better.
Okay.
Yeah. It's one of those big learning experiences that I'm very happy I've been able to have now that I've taken care of everything else. Like I built How to Draw Comics. That was good. That's smooth. Now I've got to mix things up a little bit. And I don't know, man. The question is, how do I make more time for both? And is that even possible? Is there a point where I get How to Draw Comics just kind of like this, like it survives on its own? There's not much that needs to be done for it. I hire people to take care of anything that really needs to be taken care of, and I just focus purely on the comic books. That's the question.
Well, which one brings in more money eventually? That's probably the bigger.
That's the big question, right?
Is it money only? Like, would you be satisfied if you just did How to Draw Comics and you helped Corey, you never made your own book?
No, not at all.
Okay.
Not at all, man. I think the reason that we decided to do Kozor first is because I already knew Renegade Alpha was going to be a long time in the oven, in the womb. It was going to take a while. Like it'll probably be out maybe mid 2022, right? And so you'll see it long before then. I'll be releasing stuff on it and promoting it, but that's the reality of it. And so Kozor was a book we already had done. It just needed some touch-ups. We had product there. So it made sense to kind of get that out first. Even just as a test. I mean, Kozor was kind of a test at the same time. Like,
still is a test. It's not delivered yet.
Exactly, right? Like we hadn't launched a campaign. We hadn't ever printed a book or delivered a book before. So that's going to be a learning experience. Yeah, I mean, this is a whole different game that we're getting ourselves into, and I'm excited to tackle it, man. Like I said, I've done everything else. I've done enough YouTube videos. I've done enough digital courses. Now it's time to actually fulfill that childhood ambition and create comic books.
All playing aside, one of my favorite streams that you did, and you're going to laugh, but it was when you were coloring the Replicator cover. I love
really?
That. Yeah, I want you to do more of that.
Really, man, that's really insightful, dude.
Is it because you left the comment up on the screen for 45 minutes?
Yeah, that was the one. Yeah, that was the one.
What? Oh, well, he did it a few days. Like it was like a multiple day stream. But he was just sit there and work, and the chat would go in, and we'd be up to whatever the hell we were up to. You know? He wouldn't know because he was too busy like working. But I mean, it was a great time.
Okay, man.
There was Go ahead.
No, go ahead, George.
There was a discussion in Leroy's weekly roundup, and one of the questions was, how long is too long in between books? Remember that discussion, Leroy?
We have so many discussions.
And the one thing I when I hear you talk about your work, I mean, and I would not be watching your show every week if I didn't love your artwork, but it does seem to take you a long time to get it done. And it's everything I've seen from Kozor is absolutely stunningly beautiful. Yeah. But I wish there was a way to balance out, like, I want to get this done a little bit quicker. And I'm not saying have the work suffer. That's not the word I'm trying to say. But maybe like this is good enough to get to the next page. Because I don't know how you're going to get Renegade Alpha out one year after another.
I saw
Yeah.
Clayton work under a deadline, and that's nothing anybody wants to see. Trust me.
What was that on the
When was
Frege?
that?
On the Frega stream, I don't know what the hell that thing you drew was. I had no idea what that was. But I was like, I don't ever want Clayton to have a deadline.
Yeah, man. I mean,
We talk about this with Clayton all the time.
well, George, you'll be happy to know that that's kind of the plan, right? Next year, we want to roll out Kozor 1, Kozor 2, Kozor 3, or a spin-off to Kozor,
Oh,
right? That spin-off, not sure if it's going to happen.
Wait,
at the
all
moment.
4 or just one of them?
Not all 4. It'll see the spin-off might be included as a supplemental book to
When you-
Kozor 3.
when you say rollout, slow. You want to have Kozor 1 fulfilled in 2021, and you want to launch Kozor 2, or actually fulfill it next year too?
Oh no, definitely fulfill it, because Kozor 2 is, I mean, it's very close to being finished.
Launch
as well.
Kozor 2.
Wait, you're saying
Focus on that.
Corey's part is almost finished, but then you got to go back and do your portion, correct?
Well, Kozor 2 doesn't need a whole lot of input from me because Corey's work is at a pretty good standard in that book. It's significantly improved in comparison to Kozor 1. He was only hesitant about putting out Kozor 1 because of the contrast between it and Kozor 2, right? So, there's not maybe I've got to do some color corrections. That's about it. The changes will be minor if I do any at all. So Kozor 1 fulfilled in March. It may be a month or two later, depending on whether or not we run into delays. I'm imagining that having a kid is going to...
Yes.
I'm an optimistic guy, but I'm also very, very over-optimistic sometimes. So I know where my pitfalls are. But we're going to get Kozor 1 out as soon as we possibly can. And then Kozor 2 we launch next year, pretty much a month after that's fulfilled.
Poor Rob.
And
Poor
we leave-
Rob. We're on
What
Rob's
do you mean?
channel, and we've just talked about Kozor for 2 hours.
And you will not launch Kozor 2 until Kozor
No.
1 is in people, not shipped, in people's hands.
Yeah, in people's hands.
Unless
exactly.
you want to have like a whole hour-long discussion on you on my channel on a Saturday
No
night.
way, man. No way. I don't want that. I don't do that to me.
You've been really overly optimistic about how long things take to do.
I think 2 campaigns a year.
Mm.
I mean, I've been around long enough to know that what's realistic, and
Mhm.
even 2 sometimes is pushing it. But like, I would not ever say 3, not in any.
Like,
Okay.
when are you
Alright.
fulfilling by? When are you fulfilling by? Like, for example, when is it going to get finished?
Kozor 1,
Yeah.
we planned around March. I'm guessing it's going to be a month or two later. We're going to obviously keep all the backers in the loop on that.
There's
but that's
no chance for 3 books then, because if it's March, right? You
Yeah.
finish it in March, then you ship it. That takes a month,
Mm,
and that's
Maybe
not
2.
including packing time, dude. Like, that's like
mm.
transition from Australia to America.
There you
that's
go. I'm
painful.
learning.
I
And
think a
COVID.
lot of the new creators, they don't understand, like, when you've never fulfilled before, it's like you don't understand what an undertaking that is.
Yeah, I get you. All right. Well, look, I think you guys are certainly going to get Kozor 2 next year for sure.
Wow.
Yeah, just do the one book. Plus,
Yeah.
you got to get COVID too. The New World Order is keeping everybody down with COVID. So you don't know what 2021 is going to be.
Oh man, who knows, dude? Like,
Printers might all be shut down again.
COVID's over within a week. It doesn't matter
Let's
what
stop
happens.
saying that word.
Right.
Oh, you can still say it now.
So finish it. You finish it in March. You take a month to ship it. So that's April. It arrives in people's
Probably.
hands in May, June.
who knows? Yeah.
Then
I
you got to
think-
wait for them to like read it to see how good it is, and then maybe a month after that you launch the next book. But then that's 2 months because you go 30 and 30,
Mm.
right? So you're not going to get You're not going to get 2 books out. I don't
Yeah.
think you can do it.
Okay, so let me ask you guys, how many books from one creator or one team of creators is too many books per year? Like, because I know that if EVS, if he put out 4 books a year, I'd probably back all of them.
Yeah, but he's
Doesn't
doing a lot
matter.
of reprints. He's
Yeah, I don't know
half his campaigns
though.
this year were remember Unforgettable Tales 1 and 2 was a reprint, Warts and All is a
Yeah,
reprint.
absolutely.
He's done
Yeah.
Wreck Planet with new material, and he's going to do Rainbow Brute, which will carry over into next year. He's
I'm
technically
talking
only
about
done.
you guys in particular as readers, because I know you guys back a lot of different people. So, you don't want to basically, I guess, completely use up your audience, right? Like, you don't want to like empty their bank accounts with too many campaigns each year. Like, what's the balance there, the ideal amount? Because you guys, of course, want to see the next issue of whatever book you've backed.
It
You want
depends.
to.
Like, here's the thing. Like I've said before, I'm only going to buy the very basic book of Rainbow Brute.
Yeah,
I'm not going to go all in on that because I don't really
Yeah.
care. I want
Yeah, me
Cyber
either.
Frog. So yeah, I mean, I'm going to
Dude.
back it, but for EVS, I'm more backing out of loyalty
Well,
than anything.
I'm going to back based on what the book is. So Clayton, I'm going to back Kozor. I'm going to back Renegade Alpha. Sounds like a good book. Like
Cool.
if Rob would do a book and it was like about, I don't know, ponies, I don't think I would buy it.
I gotcha.
But if he's doing something based on what he's done in the past, like not necessarily that theme, but like that style, I would back it, and I would gladly back multiple books from him in a year because he's proven that he can fulfill. So it's tough to answer that question. No offense, you just haven't done your first fulfillment yet.
Oh yeah,
But
I get
if you show your backers, that you'll fulfill and
It's very important.
fix any problems and all that kind of stuff and put out a good product, they'll come back over and over again. I mean, I have
Yeah.
guys I've backed multiple times. I know Leroy has.
Yeah,
I
I just
reckon
I wouldn't even
three
talk
a year.
about his second campaign right now. I know George is egging you on about it, but I wouldn't
Just
even
curious.
talk about it. I would just be like, I'm focused on Kozor. That's what I'm focused on.
Yeah, for sure, man. I totally get that. And I really do agree with you guys. No way in the world would we launch a second campaign until the one that we currently have is fulfilled in people's hands. Because, I mean, we want you guys to become fans. If you're not fans of Kozor yet, why would you jump on board for Kozor 2? So, like, we want Kozor 2 to do way better than Kozor 1 did.
Leroy said something about this on the chat about T-shirts and things like that. Like Leroy, you said that you're not going to buy a T-shirt to a book that you've never even read.
Right.
So that's another. So similar to me, like I'm new to comics. I know George, Leroy, Badger. I think you guys have been longtime comic book fans.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, like you can't just expect somebody to be a fan right away of the books. They haven't even read it or things like that. But yeah, for me personally, like I buy what I like, or based off people I like. Really, that's what I do.
No, totally, man. That's like, and I love this insight from everybody here because very rarely do I ever make my own decisions just based on my own input. I love asking people, hey, what do you think of this? What should I do? Where should I go here? I'm a very unimaginative person. I just take from other people and I try to choose the best direction. So it's really useful to get your input here. Like, I hear what George is saying. He's like, hey, what do you guys got planned for the future? Hear what Leroy is saying. Don't even think about the future until you've got right now sorted. And I hear what you're saying too, Darren, with making sure that people are a fan if you want to actually start ramping up with merchandise, right? Shut up, Rob. You barely said 2 words in this stream. I've had to carry
If you don't stop talking, it's the same every day.
And you need to master that art form.
No, I don't think so. I'd rather have quick, valid points than points that go on for 10 minutes. But I reckon for me personally, 3 would be the max I would back from a creator in a year.
Yeah, why is that?
I don't know. I just don't think that you can really do more.
I don't know. I've backed Art T. Bear twice this year. I've backed Patrick Thomas Parnell twice this year, and I'm going to be backing Patrick Parnell 3 times this year with the toys. And let's say that he was in a situation to get like at least close to fulfillment by the end of the year. I don't know if he is, but then launched another book. I'd back him again. So that'd be 4 times in a year. So
See,
it depends on the creator. You're a first-time creator. You can't really compare yourself to Patrick Thomas Parnell right now, Clayton.
Man, I don't even know who that is. But
Johnny Phantasm.
oh yeah. Okay, yeah, I know him. Yeah, he's cool. He's cool.
Well, Corey's going to have 2 books out before Clayton has 1. That's what it sounds like to me. Is that right, Corey?
Yeah.
He might have Kozor 3 out, to be honest. He's faster than me.
Corey went outside and rolled his face around in shit and got it all over his face.
What? No.
Holy shit.
John Malin has turned Corey into a monster.
He was so innocent before we started joining the channel.
Yeah, Corey, with a stream like this, people give you shit. You can give them shit back. It's okay. It's not how to
let's get to some of these questions. People are asking stuff and we haven't got to them.
Yeah.
Hockey saying, Robin Clayton, would you publish other books under your banner? Could you become a publishing house type of thing? For me, no, not in the short term at least. I don't really have any interest in it. I find, making comics is hard enough as it is. I don't want to take on any other people's books at this stage. Clayton?
See, that is a good question because it kind of leads off of what we were just talking about, right? Like, you guys know that for sure, EVS, John Malin, they've got really big plans. They're definitely going to get more creators on board, extremely talented creators to put out more books. And they're probably going to go the crowdfunding route because that's a model that's been working very well for them. So, how much is too much and at what price is it going to be at when you see these creators who are establishing a good foundation right now start to expand? And to answer that question directly,
I think Rob Fro's picking his eyebrow, man.
Yeah, he did.
I'm so glad Corey is here, by the way. Thanks for coming in, man.
We're about to see Rainbow Groot launch, and I think that's a terrible book idea, and I'm not going to back that piece of shit.
Yeah, I agree.
I think 2 books a year from a single creator gives them enough work to do throughout the year.
Calling it a piece of shit's a bit harsh. You do know Ethan's going to draw it. It may be a shitty. It might be a shitty story.
No. The
but it's not going to be a
idea.
piece
the
of
artwork
shit.
Is going to be nice, of course, but I don't know how great of a comic book that's going to be in general. In the sense that in 5 years from now, will people care about that the same way Cyberfrog is loved?
It's kind of a
just
trend, man.
Put lots of attractive hot women in it.
Oh, God.
I
Well,
could
if you do that, it'll be there for 100 years, sure.
Clayton, to not to disagree with Leroy, but I could see myself like getting to a point where I'm just backing 4 or 5 people multiple times a year, and then that's it.
Yeah.
If the books are good enough, and if the people I know deliver, because there is a little bit of stress involved in backing someone that you don't know.
There is.
That's where I feel bad about what's going on, because if you say that, George, and I think you're right. I think that's where it's going. But let's say we have Malin, we have Frega, we have Shane Davis. By the way, here comes Rocafort. By the way, here comes Trent Kanuga. Oh, by the way, here comes Matt Martin. You know what I mean? So people like Clayton or Rob, like who I'll back anything Rob puts out now. Like that's where I'm at. But it's going to be hard to break in like that now.
No, I disagree, because what I'm saying is, like, first of all, this is just me talking, because I can say I know there's people in chat, I won't mention their names, who've told me they've backed 30 and 40 projects. But if I know Rob puts out a good book, I'm slam dunking. He's going to launch something in April. My money is reserved for that in April.
Oh, absolutely, I'm with you. But I'm just saying
that's what I'm saying.
You're not the typical CG fan, is my argument, George. Like, you're a comic book fan. You're not a CG fan.
Yeah, even then though, like CG fans have taste, right? If you put out a good book that looks great, and even if you're a newcomer, right? Maybe you put out one book before, maybe you've put out none, but still, if your book looks amazing and you've managed to collaborate with people, you have jumped into CG, and you're getting to know that audience, I think anybody could do really, really well. I really do.
There's a
believe that.
campaign out right. There's a campaign right now out, Clayton, that is a very good looking book that, you know, they have networked with the right people.
Who is it? What is it?
It's not even at 10,000 yet. I'm not dropping names here.
Yeah, don't say anything.
Is it
Not me, thank God.
is it a magical story?
Not saying anything.
I know what
Yeah.
he's talking about, but
I think I do too. Yeah.
I know.
Don't speak English well. So when
Have you guys
No,
ever
I'm not
backed
talking
the
about
book
Thomas.
that
I'm
was?
not talking about Moria.
No.
gotcha.
Have you
What
guys
is-
ever backed from someone again that they done like the one bad book, but you still backed them again?
No.
To see if the next one was good.
Yeah,
Nope,
no
one and done.
Really?
Well,
Yeah.
what about though? What about if you backed them like 3 or 4 times and they throw out a stinker? I'd probably be more forgiving.
That's different.
That
That's
first
different.
one you need to put
Yeah.
out. It needs to be good.
That's what I'm saying.
That's what I was
Corey.
asking.
Yeah, if they put out a few and then one sucks follow up,
Hmm.
I'd probably drop the level of tier I buy next time. That's how.
There's
I
been a
do it.
few books. There's been a few books that, like the creators, I really like, but the books I haven't liked at all. So I probably wouldn't back those again.
See, you guys are in tough spots. No offense, but when you're a creator, it's almost like you kind of feel like you need to back it because you want people to back you. But like I'm in a position I can just back whatever I want because I think it looks good. Like I'm not going to back Kozor 2 if Kozor 1 isn't good. I'm not disrespecting you, Corey. It's
good.
just
I was asking more if it was like someone established like Ethan or something, and they have like a real stinker. I was thinking like, would you still go back to the next comic he does?
Well, I would, but only because
Right.
I've had Flash, I've had Green Lantern, Blood. You know, I mean, I've been through the ringer with Ethan, so I
25 year
know.
career.
Right? Yeah. So
Yeah.
Ethan's allowed a stinker or 2 here or there, and he's put some out, by the way. But you know,
Because
it's
like
fine.
with Kozor, like some of the storylines I want to do go pretty out there. Like issue 2 is fairly different from the first issue, but I want to do that as a creator to like experiment and like hopefully it's a success.
I would
it
keep
was-
my experimentation down for the first few books, Corey.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. I mean,
Yeah.
the reception is, Corey. I like the book. I think
Yeah.
it's great. And that means that it's not just you looking at it. And maybe I'm biased because I'm your bro, but I genuinely looked at it and I'm like, this is a freaking cool book. And this is
Yeah.
what I was talking about with you the other day, man. It's like, yeah, I want to speed up on these pages, and I'm going to for sure, man. It's just allocating that time,
dude.
so I can focus
Is this
on
what
it.
you guys been talking about?
But we
Clayton,
gotta, dude.
I wasn't
we gotta
trying to get up you yesterday, man.
we
I was
gotta-
saying
we
I
gotta
could
get
help you
that
out
book.
more, man.
Corey, we got to get that book looking good, man.
Yeah,
'Cause
I know.
this is our one shot, right? This is the first impression.
I know, dude. But Clayton, be honest with yourself, man. 2 or 3 pages a month ain't gonna get the book done for a long time. Like you're gonna miss that original deadline, and it could take all year if you keep going at that pace. Like we need to speed it up a bit more and figure out
But
different ways.
Corey, you don't want him drawing that crocodile alien like you did on Frega's channel. Then the book would be a fucking mess.
Can you
Nah, man.
can you show us what you drew? I don't know what he's talking about.
Oh god,
But
so
Clayton,
bad.
for example, Clayton drew that in like a few hours, right? It's still like a finished piece, even though it's like not that good. Like if Clayton spent 2 or 3 days at least on a page, I reckon he could finish it off and polish it pretty well, and
Let me
then
share it with you guys.
color it.
And like this comes back around, right? I much prefer doing a stream like this. Like this is fun. I'm enjoying this. Like it's chilled. It's I like talking to you guys. It feels like we've been promoting people every show for at least a couple of months.
Yeah, it
maybe
gets
we
old.
do maybe we do like one a month or something.
I would like. Here's what I think all creators should do, and I think I've mentioned it before. I don't know where. Every creator should have at least one show like a week where they do it on a set time, and you know what I mean. And oh my god, what is that?
Man, I told
Like,
you.
Oh,
okay,
this is Clayton's piece.
the
from the other
roughest
night?
thing about this is the rendering, Clayton.
What
So
is
you
it
get
supposed to be?
proportions
A
down.
crocodile alien.
Let's.
Yeah.
Come on, George. You don't need to be nice. Always
No,
nice.
dude. This is a. Oh, what the hell?
It looked almost like Swamp Thing initially when I saw it, like
Yeah,
briefly.
that looks
It looks like a walking thorn bush.
No, I don't dislike this.
I mean, I've got to say, I should have won that drawing competition. They all did the same thing. They all did an alien with a croc head. There was no imagination.
Can you
Excuse
zoom
me,
in?
Rob.
I see no
done
croc
a
head here.
crocodile for hot chick, man.
Yeah, I'll
Can't beat
zoom in.
that.
That's the win. That was the winner.
Hang on a second.
Oh,
That was the winner. That was the winner.
Yeah, it's
Oh.
just sad, Rob.
no.
It's just sad, bro.
Man,
$1
look at this.
confirmed.
Look at the
It's like you
creativity.
stopped drawing since grade 2, man.
Croc hands, croc shoulder blades, and a croc cock.
Well, this is why you lost your
Mm.
demographics. You didn't draw this for a bunch of straight guys.
Go back to the one that Clayton drew.
Yeah.
Oh, George.
I like it.
Of course you do.
I
But you
think it
think
looks cool, but it
George
doesn't
thinks-
look like a fucking crocodile.
George thinks The Island of Dr. Moreau is a good movie. He gets no opinion on anything.
I'll tell
I-
you guys one thing. Yeah, go ahead, George.
I am a Clayton Barton art fan, so I'm probably not the guy to ask, but I think this is excellent. So
Oh, thank you, man. Well,
Like,
know, it was
Clayton,
therapeutic
if you
to do
spent
this.
2 or 3 days on this, man, it would look as good as the stuff you're already doing on Koza, man.
Oh, Clayton, you do good work. I'm just giving you a hard time on
No,
the
I know,
Braggart
man.
show.
I totally
Yeah.
get that. I 100% get that. And you're right. Like, there was good things about this, and obviously it's unpolished at the same time. So it was a learning experience. And Corey's right, man. Like, the thing with me is I need immersion. Like, I can't be streaming and doing HGDC stuff while I'm working on this comic book. I got to wake up in the morning, work on that comic, and keep doing it until I go to bed that night.
Maybe you just don't stream. Maybe you just do like pre-canned videos for HTDC for a couple months.
That's what I'm thinking about. Yeah, I mean, and maybe jumping onto Rob's show once in a while.
you might want to pre-record some videos for when December comes along.
It's actually a really good idea. Yeah, I'm going to do that. Because, I used to do some pre-recorded cam videos like on motivation for artists and, talking about current events and stuff like that. And Rob turns his nose up, but they performed really well. And, I got a bunch of drawing demos there of Renegade Alpha characters that could be narrated and put out. So I think definitely there's plenty of options there. I can speed up on these pages, Corey. Don't worry, man. I take you to the top. Stick with me. I take you to the top.
What do you think? Does Corey need to be concerned that Clayton might not be around as much to promote Kozor 2?
No, I think Corey's getting. I mean, look, I hate Corey as much as the next guy. Honestly.
Oh no,
But Corey's getting better at promoting. He's getting better on camera. I think within 2 or 3 months, if he streams consistently, he'll be fine on his own.
I like the Corey and Rob pairing. I think it's great.
I'm joking.
I could see that like in 3 or 4 months, like taking it like this is what we're going to do now. While Clayton takes a break while he focuses on his channel for a little bit when he has time.
I'm getting to like streaming. Like I thought the Leroy stream I went on the other day was probably one of the funnest streams I've been on. So
yeah. Well, it was either Leroy or George. They had something really nice to say about you yesterday, Corey.
It would have been George.
George, what did you think of Corey on yesterday's stream? He needs to hear it.
No, yeah. I was saying yesterday how Clayton seemed to not be paying attention to the guests, and you were actually giving incredible feedback. Like there was that one campaign where he had no original art pages. It was just like pinups and splashes, and you were like, "You need to have some original art pages on here." And I've heard that said numerous times.
Yeah.
And you stepped in and you were saying it. And Clayton, you said, I don't really like saying that on my stream, but I thought that was important for them to hear.
Yeah, like the Doc Hogg guy, because he bought one of my pencil pieces, and he was like showing me his campaign on Twitter and stuff, and I could immediately see what was wrong with it. So
That's
I
pretty
felt bad
cool.
because like he was kind of like a pretty friendly dude, and I was like, I should probably say something rather than just like sit back. Because
It's
he had
really
some
hard
good
though
covers,
because
man.
some people don't want feedback, like
Yeah.
at all.
I swear,
Yeah.
I said the same thing to him on his first campaign for Tilt.
Well, we had that one guy in CG. I forgot what his name was. Maybe George will remember, but he was doing some kind of web comic strip, and he turned it into a comic book. And his campaign was terrible. And I kept, everybody kept telling him like, "Hey, you need to redo this." He's like, "I hear you all, but I'm just going to do it my way." And then he did terribly. And I don't want to hear his bitch.
That reminds me of Gordon Ramsay's show when people have like the shittest restaurant ever, and he's just like telling them how shit it is, and they just won't listen to it.
And then I remember Rob talking to Blackheart Manor saying, "Hey, I don't want to see this logo here first. I want to see art." And the very next day, art on the very first spot.
Sick.
And that jumped his backers too.
Yep.
What's that
But
a post got to
like
do with
it
anything?
works though, right? Like showing the artwork and stuff first, like
man. It's really
advice.
Yeah.
Like, of course.
I don't know how people make it so complicated sometimes.
Yeah.
Like Thomas Moria, like, I did a video on his campaign page, and George has brought it up too. Like there's questions about that campaign that could be, all you need to do is chuck some text in and they're addressed, but it remains uncertain. Like,
and I hate them.
Man. It's crazy.
I hate them not putting the full res stuff on, because it's like, okay, I want to see how detailed the artwork actually is. I don't want to see a blurry fucking image, because it could be like, well, if this is printed, there's like lots of like mistakes and shit in it.
I don't get
I want to
that
see what the page looks like close up, what I'm actually buying.
Yeah, no, I 100% agree. I don't get their argument. The argument is that they're scared that people are going to steal the artwork and use it. Like, what are they going to do with it?
It's bullshit.
Like, it's bullshit, man. They're using that as an excuse, I reckon, for sure.
You got like a good campaign that came out recently was Mothman. They had all kinds of art in that campaign in the launch. I mean, if you go to their Indiegogo.
Yeah. And that excites you guys as readers, right? Like, to see what you're going to get in the book and have a good, clear look at it. Like, you don't have to you shouldn't have to put in any level of effort to experience someone's campaign. If you click on the button, it should be entertaining and engaging.
I remember seeing the double plate splash from Replicator for months before you launched that campaign. I remember you saying, what should be? Should the top half be high, larger? Should the bottom half be larger? I remember you getting feedback from Frege. I remember you getting feedback from fans. I mean, I knew that image for months before I finally saw that campaign.
Yeah.
Hell yeah, man.
Yeah. I do it pretty much the opposite to John Malin, because, John Malin's got a huge audience. He can do that exclusivity thing, but I think when you're a smaller time creator, you can't do it that way. You have to get people involved.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Which is a shame, because I like it. I like that 60-day, like, no in demand. Like, I like it like that.
There's a balance
too, actually. Yeah.
There's a balance. Like, going in demand for a little bit's one thing. Being in demand for 10 months and not having your book fulfilled and still shilling it is different.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say, George. Is when I know somebody's like shut the campaign down, then I know they're working on the book.
Yep.
You know what I mean? So it makes me feel better about things.
Yeah, no, I'm definitely, after seeing and listening to John Malin and his approach to running campaigns, closing straight after that 60 days, it's certainly something that I think about. I feel like you got to build it up a bit first, though. Sure. You got to get people to jump on board for Kozor so they know what it is, and then maybe for Kozor too, you can say, "Hey, we're only going to keep it open for this 60 days."
But it's not even comparable, Clayton, because John Malin's got John Malin, plus he's got the Jack Show. So that's Anna, Cecil, who all have massive audiences. Then he has access to Ethan, and Ethan will launch his product and he'll close out his product. So like it's not even anywhere close to what we could do. It's just it's not the same.
Although I do think Mainland can't
I think
Mainland can't sustain on his own now. He's I mean, he wouldn't be getting what he's getting, don't get me wrong, but I think he can earn a comfortable living on his own now.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think he's in that perfect sweet spot though, where he's not losing enough money, whereas Ethan has such a big platform and audience that he's going to be losing so much money if he doesn't go into in demand. Whereas, yeah, I have to agree with Rob with what he was saying. Like, people are buying other campaigns, things like that, and like that's why honestly, like Rob, though, when I first seen you on How to Draw Comics on the stream, that's when I was like, I started watching you guys, and your campaign was already over for the first Replicator Remastered. So I mean, I was one of the last people to back it. So
hear that, Rob?
So yeah, I mean, I think
helping
what am I hearing, Clayton?
I'm helping you get backers. You come on HTC, that's just what happens.
Yeah, from the stream.
You get that massive Bancroft bump like Johnny Phantasm got a couple nights ago. All of one backer for going on putting up a Bancroft for like an hour and a half.
Brutal. Yeah, it's interesting. Rob, when you say that shit is impossible, though, that makes me go, yeah.
Lecture.
Like EVS is amazing, but he is still a mere man, okay? And there's no reason at all that we can't get as big, if not bigger, okay? That is definitely possible, right? There are much bigger people than EVS out there right now. We just got to figure out a way to... I think, dude, like, see, what annoys me is it's like, oh, we can't stream because this person's streaming or that person's streaming and this person's streaming.
That was just a subject on that EVS winger.
And then, we've got to fit into like some... Like we're confined to some time slot. What happens if another big guy comes along and takes that? It's like, no, that's bullshit, man. We need to do whatever we're gonna do.
You guys, on the weekend, man.
Exactly right.
On the weekend, in the morning, barely anyone's streaming. I'll be looking for streams, bro.
I'm not gonna work around these other creators.
I know when they're not streaming, man.
Yeah, I know.
And there's good times when people probably are looking for something to listen to, and you can do it then.
That's when you catch up, Corey. Is like I always catch up. Like I don't always get to catch Bancroft stream the night. You know what I mean? But on the next day, like I get to listen to it while I'm working. Like I use my mornings in the day to catch up on like I missed half of EVS's stream with this stream, so I'll go catch up with it. You know, that's what I do.
If you guys have noticed, there's nights Ethan can't compete with other people in CG. Shane's channel is becoming an explosion.
I've never noticed that. As a matter of fact, I'm a mod on Shane's channel. I love Shane. I'm his biggest cheerleader in CG. But he gets a big bump when EVS joins his channel. Like you'll see him go from like
I'm saying his audience is now competing during certain live streams during the week. Look at the Jack show. Last week's Jack show, when it went live, EVS went live, and then about an hour into it, EVS is, I'm just gonna go hop over to the Jack show. I'm gonna join them. They're having fun.
Yeah. Yeah, but it's always been that. I don't know how long you've been around, Badger, but it's always been that way.
It has been that way for a while.
Yeah.
I've been here for about 2 years.
Oh, wait, is that the Badger guy?
Yeah, it's Badger, man.
Badger. What the hell?
Yeah, people are surprised because I harass so many people in chat all the time.
Badger's the best.
Seems fairly normal on screen.
So. I do want to
notice because it's like Darren Badger.
I do want to bring a topic up we have. Speaking of Shane, how embarrassing is it for Malin to get his ass kicked again by Roquefort twice in a row?
No, I disagree.
Well, the numbers are tied up, and like all Ethan and Shane have done is shill for Malin to get him to win.
It's been like 2 days.
Leroy is mentioning that there's 2 new variant covers for Starlight Cats, Clayton, and Leroy is insinuating that Roquefort's cover is better, but I disagree with him.
Yeah, I agree as well. I don't like Roquefort's cover. I don't like the big blue cat in the middle there. I
No.
think it's weird. It's
Yep.
a weird place to put.
Show Malins.
I do like his fat cat.
So okay, so explain to me how cats are in any world are supposed to look like freaking werewolves.
Well, that's
Yeah,
what
but
the
it
coach
looks
draws
cool.
him.
I think it looks cool.
The
To be hon-
colors are better on Malins than the other one.
To be honest with you,
Oh, Roquefort's colors. I love his watercolors. so-
my favorite
Nah,
is
man.
still the Merlion cover.
Yeah,
But-
by far.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
But
Watercolors on comics are piss weak, man.
You're weak.
Sucks.
But of the two there, I like the Malin better. But that is stunning.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
the
that
best.
looks awesome.
That's a good
That's
one.
Like
best.
whoever is coloring this is like insane.
I can't believe he
Yeah.
made that the Indiegogo exclusive because I think it would have made the other one sell better. Like I was gonna back this one no matter what, but the fact that it's Indiegogo
Whoa,
exclusive
whoa,
makes
whoa,
me
whoa,
back
whoa,
it more.
whoa, George. I think people should be rewarded for being a backer, like on a first campaign like this.
Okay, all right.
I think that's exactly what should happen. Is that
Okay.
should have been the Indiegogo
Yeah.
cover.
Dude, those watercolors, man. Like they don't pop at all. They look basically flat.
Look at what
Don't
Jim
get me
Cox.
wrong.
Look at Jim Cox's comment.
Does Rockefort watercolor his own stuff?
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, it would have looked
It's a
so
cool
much
cover,
better with
but I
the
think
of a
Malin
normal
won.
colorist, I reckon.
Yeah, man. Like Roquefort's work is amazing. Don't get me wrong. I just feel like you look at John Malin's, it's more impactful. The positioning of the cats, the pose,
I
got that
agree.
3/4.
The only thing I like
Yeah.
about Malin's better is the way that the action all flows to one direction.
Hell yeah, man! It's cool.
But
Like,
Yeah, they do look like monster cats or something.
I
Right.
think the design of the cats on Roquefort's is much better. So, and that's what's important. Like,
Like
I don't.
the cats don't look cute on Malins.
I
They look
think-
like demons or something.
I think kids are hard to draw, and I think the kid looks the best on Shane's.
yeah.
Oh yeah,
agree
well I
with
would.
that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
kids.
she looks like a kid.
Yeah, kids and animals are both. That's why I'm surprised. Shane's like, well, what's the most difficult thing I can possibly do for my first campaign? Oh, animals and a kid.
Yeah. That's a tough sell, man.
I like both covers, but I think Roquefort's looks like it's being sold in Barnes and Noble.
How
and
well is
Malin's
this
being
campaign
sold
doing?
Out of Extreme Studios.
Yes, I agree, Badger. 100%. That's exactly what it is. And you know,
So,
maybe
wait,
that's appropriate.
Go
like
back
this.
down, Robin. Let's see who's winning. So we have Roquefort with 11 to 12. It's really close.
Badger
Oh, yeah.
only backed Malin on this one.
See, that's great. That's pretty even.
Yeah.
I would say so, since you got EVS and Shane shilling the hell out of Malin, and Roquefort's still competing. I would say it's really good.
Yeah,
I
that's
reckon
true.
of the work I've seen of Roquefort lately, I think the one he did on Battle Brick Road is by far the best. Like,
Oh
no-
yeah,
amazing.
That was a great cover. Yeah.
and as George well knows, Roquefort's on Detective Comics right now for DC, and his shit it's really good. He's really good on Detective right now. So
Hmm.
This is
But-
the Mothman one that you were talking about earlier.
yeah, like
Wait, I
see,
bought-
look at all that art.
Yeah, this creator tweeted me and showed me the link, and I just because he took 5 minutes to tweet it to me, I backed it. So
I mean, the
Actually,
Mothman
you know what's-
is from
You
West
know what's a good
Virginia.
example between
Whoa,
watercolors
look at that
and
color.
other colors?
That's
Like the
Acevedo.
Ghost in a Shell book 1 and 2. The second one has like proper digital colors, but the first one has watercolors. It looks like
Mm.
shit. I'm just
Oh.
saying.
Not
Everything.
everybody can like take an entire comic and color it in poop brown like Kozor, Corey.
Why isn't this up the top though? Like, why isn't that here
Yeah.
somewhere?
Yeah, good question. Good question.
And I'm just
Both
giving you
of
a
them.
hard time, Corey. I don't think it's really all poop brown. I'm just
was one image a pinup and the other's a cover, or what's going on? With
the
that?
one at the bottom is the Acevedo cover. Like if you scroll
Oh.
down,
I mean,
Yeah, throw the
Leroy,
covers
this
at the
comic looks
top.
pretty brown.
that's an Acevedo. That's
Lot of
Preston
browns in it.
Acevedo.
And that's the traditional colored one, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm
Hey,
partial
go-
to that one, but I
Yeah,
think they're
well,
both good.
That's based on a Frazetta piece, I think.
Oh,
Yeah.
Oh yeah, there you go. There you go.
Jesus, look at her thighs.
See, isn't it fun to sit here and talk about campaigns you want to talk about instead of campaigns because you have a creator on?
That's true. Look,
That's
okay,
cool.
I agree with Rob. I agree with him. I just don't want to lose the wonderful friendships that we've created with all these amazing creators.
Yeah.
You know. But I hear what
I
Rob's.
like helping out the little creators, man. I think it's a good thing to do.
We're little creators who have had lots of help.
Look at Eric Weathers turning traitor on Roquefort when Roquefort sold so many books for Eric Weathers. Oh, Eric, shame on you.
Brutal. Hey,
Mainly
you know what kills me with this campaign? The thumbnails are not great
Oh,
for the
yeah.
tiers.
And,
Or the
and
titling.
oh,
Like that should be an uppercase B on book one at least.
at least, yeah. Is that
Or
that's
like
true
the
for
title
me?
of the book. Yeah.
I would just like to point out that the Mothman is in West Virginia. That's
Yeah, I love that. I believe in the Mothman. I believe in a lot of things. The Mothman.
believe in. Do you believe in
That-
miracles?
I do.
Maybe you just. I was curious to know how many monkeys are going to die in Eric's book because I hate Wizard of Oz, and that's why I backed his book so high. I'm ready to see all of those monkeys die.
Oh, I'd like to tell Eric too that Malin cover. Like if you had to, I don't know, like that Malin cover and that Roquefort cover. If you look at Malin's cover for Battle Brick Road 2, I don't
haven't
think.
seen it.
Oh my gosh, it's.
I love the Wizard of
it's
Oz.
sick.
So you know, Badger.
It's on. Go on. Let me see if I can pull it up. I'll share
I'm
it.
looking at the campaign.
No, yeah, it's on the campaign. It'll be on the latest update.
You go to his
I'm hoping-
go to his updates tab.
I'm hoping everybody gets lit up in Eric's book. Tear down.
So
Oh yeah, that
universe.
looks sick, man.
yeah, so like if you had to choose between the Scarecrow cover from Roquefort or this cover, I couldn't choose. Like they're both really great.
I'm
Eric,
choosing this one. Oh,
Is
okay.
no one partial to the standard cover? I kind of like the standard.
I bought the original cover as well.
I got both of them. I'm an Eric Weathers fan though, so there you go.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Here it is. Yeah, this looks amazing. I love that.
That's just the line. If he didn't show the whole thing, where in the back you can see Scarecrow and all the rest.
Jesus.
Oh, really?
That's pretty good.
That's inked by EVS, by the way. So it's pencils. It's pencils by Malin and inked by EVS.
That's
Holy
got to be the
shit.
first time that's happened, right? At least published.
That's a good
No, yeah.
question.
Guys, man. See, these guys are going to team up for other projects. I can definitely see that happening. This was probably a test of some kind.
Have we ever seen a penciling by Corey and inking by Clayton?
we don't have a couple of years to find that out, George.
Excuse me?
Kozor's kind of all over.
We don't have the time to see how long it's going to take.
Oh,
Hey, guys, I'm going to tell you something, though. I've been speeding up. I have
No,
been speeding
I
up.
was asking a genuine question. Ignore what Rob said. Have we ever seen that?
No, I don't think you have.
I don't think so, Corey. You should scan one of those penciled artworks.
Yeah.
And
That
Dude,
would
I
be
got
cool.
the mold scan, man. I could pull them up right now for everyone to check out.
I want to give Corey a special shout out for like when that last stream we made you shut down, Clayton, after an hour because the chat was unruly. So Clayton said something about a black and white page that you colored, and then I chimed in that it took you 2 weeks to color it. That's really good.
yeah,
It really did take 2 weeks for one page, though.
Well, it wasn't even colored. That's the joke. Like
Oh,
it took him
right,
2 weeks
right.
not to
Yeah.
do anything.
what was that? For the Kozor page, Corey?
Yeah, man, you're taking a while on it.
Dude, it's because you think I'm working on it every day for 2 weeks. I'm not. I'm working on it for like a day.
Oh, this argument
Like
is
this is the standard
Oh.
cover here on Brick, right?
Wait,
Yeah.
wait.
Standard cover.
Dude,
That's
why
what
are
I
you
bought.
working on it for just a day, a week?
Because, dude, other shit comes up in my life that I've got to attend to. And
Like, man,
Eric,
okay.
Eric Weathers,
I know
if you
you've
could
got like
please-
other shit to do in how to draw comics, man, which is great. But remember, you are being paid like a fair bit from the campaign of Kozor to do work, and it's like if we can't get it out on time, that's kind of on you, man. Because I know I'm going to finish my stuff off by Christmas.
bullshit, you will, for starters. Because you're putting out about a page at
Dude.
the same pace as I'm putting out a page.
I'm not
And
joking,
the other
man. Like I'm going to finish off Rob's stuff, man, and then I'm going to pump out my stuff. I finished most of the inks I'm doing,
The
and
other
then
thing
all I
is-
got to do is colors.
How about that sports team?
Hey Eric, if you don't put out a Scarecrow spinoff from this Blattlebrook Road, I'll be very disappointed.
Yeah. But
You gotta
seriously,
let
bro, that shocks me, man. You're only spending like 1 day a week.
maybe
on
like
it.
so I spent 3 days or something on it, but then like something else jumps in, like I've got a stream to promote your book.
Yeah.
You know, think
I know,
about
man.
it this way, man.
Oh,
Before we launched this campaign, it would have been very difficult for you to get that book out there, right? You'll
Yeah,
find
bro.
out with or two as
I
well.
know,
The
man. I
know
know,
about
but
it.
we're not doing it just for me, man. Like, you know, someone like George, he reviews his comics and stuff, right? If he sees we
Exactly.
can't get Koza out on time, man, he's gonna look at Koza 2 and he's gonna look at Renegade Alpha, and fans like him are gonna wonder, like, oh, I know these guys can't keep to their dates at all.
I can't believe Corey's being the professional one right now.
Yeah,
What
he's
the
making
hell's
sense
going
again.
on?
It's freaking me out. Like,
I don't
it's
like
freaking me out.
this.
Corey,
Nah,
mate.
I'm just saying, man. Like, I don't want to be a dick to Clayton, but this
It's
is for
funny.
Barton Bros, man.
Yeah, dude, it's funny after all I've done for your campaign, how little faith you have in me. But it's cool, man. I understand. I get
Bro,
it. I
you've been
it's a good
saying
thing
to
you're in
me
this
that you
mindset.
think Koza will be delayed. And I'm like, why? We've got so much
Man,
time.
that's realistic. That's just going to be the realistic thing.
Dude.
so just let's change topic, George. You said you've got 3 teenage daughters. How do you deal with them dating people?
Much
What-
like you,
what
much
do you
like
do?
you deal with Corey and Clayton, Rob.
There's no one leaves the house here, Rob. So it's like I said, they don't even leave to go to class anymore. They do all their classes online.
But
So
prior to this thing happening, were they seeing boys or girls, and if they were, like, what did you do? I'm going to be, you know, my
No,
daughter's gonna be a teenager in 10 years. So I'm
my
just getting,
my wife said to me once, no matter who they bring home, you're not gonna like them. But no, I
Why?
haven't. That's what she said. I didn't say that. So
Bring home a cool guy. Like, dude, I'm going to be having a daughter. I'll have to run into that at some point too.
Clayton's the perfect boyfriend. Just ask him if you want to know. He'll tell you all about
Dude.
it.
All of my girlfriend's mums love me. Okay, they think I'm great. The dad's actually one wanted to kill me, which is pretty funny.
does the current one want to kill you?
No, they love me. They think I'm great, which is wonderful. But you know,
Yeah.
speaking of girlfriends, I was talking to Erica last night about how I'll tell you what uses up my time, Corey, wherever he's gone, is when Rob hits me up on Facebook. It's like
mate.
that is a
Yeah, but
ins-
Clayton,
it's-
man. Dude, Rob hits me up all the time on fucking Facebook. And I still
Hang
get
on.
my shit done, okay?
Mhm.
You see how much work I do on Rob's
Pause on this guy.
colors this
Pause
week,
on this
man?
guy.
I do a fair bit, right?
dude.
And then I
How
do
much work
Koza
have you
as well,
done
man.
How much work have you done on Koza this week? That's what I want to know.
Dude, none. Because I told you on the weekend I'm going to focus on Rob's stuff so I can catch up on it, get it out the way, and then
You
work
mean-
on Koza next week.
I mean, like I'm doing with HTDC this week. Oh, so strange.
Mate,
It's so
man.
much
You
alike.
guys are derailing this stream right now.
What I was gonna say though is Rob hits me up right like yesterday. I got like an hour right before I've got to wrap up, hang out with my woman because I'm a good guy, you know. I don't neglect her all the time. And I'm like, okay, Rob, like he's talking to me about something. I forget what it is. It's about this creator thing and what we're going to do there. He's sending me YouTube videos. I'm like, dude, I'll look at it later after I finish this work. Anyway, an hour passes. I'm like, well, holy shit. Like, I didn't get anything done. And I was talking to Erica. It was so funny because she made the observation. She's like, you know, before we moved in together, you'd message me like once a day. And that was it. And I'm like, yeah. And she's like, you got so much more work done as well. And I'm like,
Yeah, I remember the hard ass
Yeah.
Clayton.
Rob
I
is
remember when we were living together, man, you'd always be on my case about doing work.
Rob
And then
is
it's
a
like you
new
changed.
girlfriend.
I can't believe like Corey's responsible and Clayton won't take any responsibility
I
right now.
know.
It's
Corey's
like
being a
fucking
dickhead right
Yeah.
now.
crazy.
Corey's being a
Clayton's
dick.
like one of
Leroy,
those chefs on the Gordon Ramsay show that doesn't
Leroy.
realize what's happening.
How do you think Clayton's going to go when he's got a wife and a baby? Like, do you think he's magically
Yeah,
just
dude, Rob,
doing-
that's what I'm worried about, man. Clayton can't
Corey,
even like concentrate
for starters,
before he has a
dude.
baby.
Yeah,
For
the old
starters, dude, I'll work you under the table any day. You have no idea how hard I work.
The hell
my
is
friend.
that supposed to
I
be?
guess
If I-
George will get Renegade Alpha in like 15 years. So that's
The old-
If I-
you know.
Corey,
old-
if I stopped
Yeah.
everything right now and just worked on Kozor, and I should do it, there would be a lot of shit that you would have to do for the Kozor campaign that I do, right? Because I would stop streaming, I'd stop doing videos, I'd stop doing demonstrations, and I'd just work on Kozor. And bro, let me tell you, it'd be a very different world for you.
Well, let's hope your soon-to-be daughter will become a penciler.
Yeah, I
Get some
know.
Kozart books out.
Yeah, I know. Tell me about it, man.
The fly.
It is funny. Like at the end of the day, Kozor is going to look amazing. It's going to
Yeah.
look stunning, and that's the one thing I can 100% promise people. That's what I can promise them.
there is a time where if a book is a little bit delayed and you get it, all is forgiven. And then there is a time frame where a book is delayed and you get it and you don't want to ever think about it ever again.
Yeah,
And that's
exactly.
the balance.
And that's the thing, man. Like Corey's getting crazy because I said it might be delayed like a month. And it's like, bro, you have to understand, I'm about to have a kid, man. So I can do layouts and shit for Kozor, and maybe you can take on those other responsibilities.
Dude, I'm happy to do that, man.
Okay, man.
I'm happy to like help. Dude, like I was suggesting yesterday when I was messaging Clayton, I'm like, you know, I'm pretty good at Rob's colors now. Like I could probably just fix up the colors for Kozor after you finish the inks, and then you just, you know, go over it a bit with your adjustment
You know what,
layers.
bro?
and then,
I think we got to take off the training wheels for Kozor too and let you go at it. Because you need to get a grip on reality, bro. I'm serious, man. I'm serious. Not being an
Are
asshole.
you guys enjoying this little family feud here, or
We've
should
not
we-
talking about the Replicator once this entire stream.
Yeah, let's talk
Yeah,
about
let's
that.
Talk about it.
Yeah.
What did everybody back on it? Corey, what did you get on the Replicator?
I got like the full tier thing.
Oh, the full tier doesn't come with the wax seals. You know that, right?
Yeah, whatever.
don't start him, George, please. Don't. I can't handle another half an hour of having to listen to this.
I got the I don't know, it was something like $80-something US. I think that's the big one. Sure.
I got the secret tier all three covers perk, and I was number 3.
Wolf, Darren.
Nice,
What
Darren.
did you pick up, my friend?
Me?
Huh?
No, Clayton.
What?
What perk did you pick up, Clayton?
I don't know yet. I'm sure
Oh.
I backed.
Oh,
I think I would have just backed the standard one, man. That one there. The Kanan White cover.
Hmm.
Yeah. Why?
I was
Why are you
just
being
checking.
sassy? Man, you are worse than Eric, I swear.
I'm just checking you back. That's all I'm saying.
Eric
Just checking.
Eric said something about like he may be in the minority, but I really don't mind if a book is late, even really late. I have more leeway to somebody who puts out a book for the first time, you know, to be really late. But other than that, I don't mind late. But most times, really late, I'm not a fan of really late.
Yeah, me, I'm not either. But then I think about it, right? I don't even remember half the books I backed. Like after I backed them, I kind of forget about them, and they just turn up in the mail when they're going to turn up. That's
No.
for me, though, right?
I actively watch all of them.
Hmm.
I know.
Yeah.
There's a way to go into your campaigns in Indiegogo and hide the ones. Like I hide the ones I've received. So everything that's active, I know I'm still missing.
I've got so many books I'm waiting on, and a lot of them are not overdue. But that's just the nature of Indigo or the Comicsgate.
No, I know.
Yeah.
I think for every person there is like you, Clayton, there's a person that's like George. So, you know, it's a risk you take him.
Yeah. So how did you guys feel about EVS though? Because Cyberfrog was delayed like a year or something, right?
Dude,
And
we
I'm pretty
wrote
sure
it.
Cyberfrog 2 is going to be significant.
Yeah, but he had it. People were riding his ass. Like he didn't get off free. People were.
Okay, right.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
Bancroft is saying, can we define late or really late? I think that's based on everyone. Like a month or two. I don't even consider a month late. I really
Not-
don't.
I'm just saying 9 months is really late.
9 months
Oh,
is.
well, I mean, that's too late then.
I can tell you the first Indiegogo I ever backed was in May of 2019. I still haven't received it.
Oh wow, what the frick,
Jesus.
man! I think if
Red
you
Rooster.
No, not that one.
Red
But
Rooster.
the people that are upset about that, my heart breaks for them. Like I haven't backed it, but when I hear stories like that, I feel bad. Like I am told you, I'm a backer, I'm a fan. That's all I am. So when that happens, I feel for all those folks.
Yeah, if
Yeah.
Red Rooster just fulfilled first and then put it in Walmart, I would have went out and bought 20 or 30 of those Red Rooster copies at Walmart just because they fulfilled.
Wait.
Wow.
Eric's like people may have been on his case, but yeah, I'm a big EVS backer too. You know, but what I was saying is he wasn't off scot free. It's not like people weren't telling him all the time, "Hey, no, it's cool." No, they were like, "I want my book." You know, like that's my point, Eric. Not that people need to stop backing him.
As a creator, being late is a really horrible experience because you feel so much pressure. I can't imagine how horrible it would have been for Ethan with that many backers.
Well, that's the thing, Rob, right? Like, I'm 100% with Corey. Like, I want to get this thing out on time. That's like me, regular Clayton, like, I'm going to get it out on time. But I know how these things go. And with you, Rob, your last campaign, like, that book was done, man, but there was still unforeseen circumstances.
Like,
And you were like 3
Clayton,
months.
I really remember this hard ass Clayton, where he's like, he'd always tell his students to never half-ass anything. Like he'd always been working hard at shit.
But
I'm like, when he told me that in Messenger that it's going to be delayed, I couldn't believe it. I'm like, this guy, he doesn't even sound like my bro.
every time
You know?
Rob had a delay for the last campaign, which was the remaster campaign, every time he came out and said, "This is what happened. Here's photos. Here's photos of this. Here's receipts from this. This is what happened. I apologize. I'm going to get this to you, and it's going to be right. And I'm going to fill this box with stuff for you."
Yeah, another good example, and I know we've talked about this, George, you and I have, but is RT Bear. Now, RT Bear is late on Chrono Mechanics right now, and he's late by a few months. But he's on his streams constantly updating people what's going on. This is why we're late. Here's the progress, keeping everybody in the loop. And if you're open with people like that, you're going to get a lot more leniency too.
I agree, man. I think the big issue that happens when there's a delay is when that creator disappears. That's the point at which a creator should get more engaged with their audience than ever. Like, give them freaking daily updates then, so that they're with you. Like, they know what's going down. They know what's happening. They're going to get their book, and they understand the situation. You know, I think that when backers understand what's going on, yeah, they are a lot more forgiving. You know, people can relate with the shit that just happens in life. And, you know, I mean, and again, that's not to say that we're not going to try our hardest, of course, to get Kozor out on time, because we most definitely are going to do that.
Dude, I hope so, man.
You guys should make sure you pack your books like Rob did, because
Rob, what's the Replicator 3 looking like as far as progress?
Like art progress.
Yeah.
We've got 1 page of pencils left to do. Inks aren't too far behind. It'll just be colors that tie us down.
Yeah. Don't rub
But
it.
yeah, I mean, we should
done,
fulfill before the date. I said it as June, I think, off the top of my head. We should fulfill before that, but you know.
And with the next stretch goal unlocked, you'll be working on the next issue sooner, right? So we really might get Replicator 3 and 4 in 2021, or is that aggressive?
No, I think that's feasible for sure. Yeah, definitely.
Damn, Rob. Damn.
You packed them really well too. You guys are in Australia, and it came all the way to north of Detroit here in about 11 days, which
wow.
The point it left Australia. It was pretty good. And you know, the USPS here steps on everything, but that box was perfectly fine.
Yeah, like that's the thing. Like, I don't understand how I can get books shipped in the US and don't know what's going on when it was shipped, but Rob ships it from 10,000 miles away, and I get tracking numbers along the way. So that
Yeah.
kind of
Depends
stuff kind
on-
of bugs me.
Depends on the creator and how they ship it.
Right.
Yeah, well, we've upgraded the packaging too. We're using a different box. I think it's double the weight of the other one. It's more like a Gemini mailer. So I'm excited to see how that goes. And tracking, yeah, of course, we're doing that again. George is a huge, believer of that. I think
That's right.
I think you make a really good point. So,
Yeah.
especially when you ship it overseas too,
Yeah, I like tracking. I like to know if I'm actually going to get my product or not because I don't trust the mail.
Yeah, I like Rob's book a lot. It's pretty good. It's one of the few CG books I've actually kept. The rest of them I pretty much have read and gave them to people. I took quite a few of them to the local comic shop to just give them away to little kids, try to get some traction on them. Because, but
don't do that with mine.
We're at the point now that
yeah,
you can like be selective in it. I don't think that's going to happen as much anymore.
right. Yeah, I actually kept Rob's book though. It was really good. The green cover was my favorite. So yeah.
Thank
I
you.
got a few boxes I don't have in long boxes. I have Replicator. I have all the Cyber Frogs and Flying Fortress. I'm rereading that now, just because I think it's a good example of somebody getting better at the craft. Then I have like Johnny Phantasm. I think that's all I have out of the long box right now.
Well, what do you guys think about tracking? Not tracking, shipping prices in general. Like, how much is too much for you? Like, let's just talk base book.
It's gonna suck anything coming over the ocean. So, I don't particularly care that much as long as it gets to me if it's something I want. But people should also consider if you can't really afford to back the shipping on a book coming overseas, it's probably not a good idea to back it. And there's other ways you can support. Some campaigns have a simple donate button, sharing it on Twitter, Facebook, elsewhere. You can do that too. So
I think it's tough. I understand what you're saying, Badger, but like if it's like a 32-page floppy, are you going to want to pay $15 for shipping each and every time, or are you going to wait till there's like 3 issues and combine your? That's part of the problem, right? And that's no disrespect, Rob, but it is tough to back each and every book each and every time.
That's why I think these guys really need to look at, and these guys I met, Bancroft, who's in the chat, and Rob and the Bartons, is you guys really need to look at Malin and what he's doing and see if that's cost efficient. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I'm going to look at it after I've got rid of this stock that I've got currently. We'll see how it goes. Like I'm not making money on shipping. Like I'm losing money because
no one thinks that you're charging the prices you are to make money off of it. As a matter of fact, I'm pretty sure almost every single campaign loses money on shipping. Like if they charge $10, I'm worried they're going to lose money, and that's just domestic.
It makes me wonder how Ethan can get. I mean, maybe it's just raw numbers that, like Eric said, he's got 1 million. But I get when he ships something, I get in 2 days.
He ships priority, so that goes by weight, and it's always 1 to 2 pounds. So that's going to be like $10. Does not include the labels, does not include the box, does not include the tape, does not include the bag and boards. I guarantee you, he's losing money on his packages.
Yeah, like a few creators I've backed, and I'm paying $25 US shipping to get just a book, like a trade, $25 US.
Yeah,
that's.
Can't do much about it.
I don't know if I would do it, to be honest.
I'm backing you guys. Like I've come to grow to love the Australian arm of CG. So like I'm backing
thanks,
you
man.
guys. Yeah, I'm backing you guys. Like,
yeah, but their shipping to us is cheaper though.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. But it's not a thing like Mary's Boys. Like I don't care. Like I'm gonna buy it. Like it's not a thing. No, but shipping is not going to like stop me from backing a book.
Rob, if you don't mind me asking, you don't have to answer if you don't want to. How much was the shipping from that Alterna box set that you bought?
$85.
God damn.
Yeah, holy shit.
Fuck. Well, if you consider the price of alternate books per individual, that kind of comes out to as if you bought it in a comic shop. But that seems pretty nasty right there. $85.
That's just for the shipping.
That was brutal. Yeah, that was brutal. I'm really crazy when it comes to shipping. Like, if it's a certain amount, I won't back it. But I said I'd back it, so I did. And, you know.
Maybe you could find, if you want to split it up with like Clayton or Corey, you find a way to split it up because you're gonna get a lot of books in there.
Yeah, you guys can have like custody wars over comic books. Like, maybe you can get it every other weekend, Clayton.
Yeah, what are we talking about here?
The Alterna campaign, because it came with like a huge set of books, so it was so heavy that Rob paid $85 for shipping.
Oh, that's crazy. Yeah.
US too, not Australian. US.
Yeah.
So basically, it was like $100 for you to Australian dollars to ship it. That's what you're saying.
Yeah, mine was like 20 something on the biggest bundle from Alterna.
Even just in the US, it was still $20 something.
Yeah, because of the shipping option. I chose like 3-day shipping or something. But those books weigh quite.
Yeah, Christine's in the UK. Sorry, Badger.
Oh, is she? Yeah, I order oil paintbrushes probably once a month, and they come from England, and they got a VAT tax plus the shipping, and fucking Trump, his trade war making me pay a VAT tax. But I just accept that there's some things that I like enough that I'm just going to pay the shipping. There's no way around it. I mean, until we get electric airplanes that don't cost any fuel.
Drones.
I wish. We should get North Korea's nuclear missiles that don't have bombs in them.
So what you're saying, Badger, is no matter what the cost, you're going to back Corey.
Oh, thanks, man.
Well, it depends how nice he treats me. I mean, I'm really lonely and cold now that Michigan is entering winter. And, we'll see.
I don't know. After listening to Corey, I don't have that much faith in the Barton Bros anymore.
No. That was all an act.
Here we go.
That was all an act, Clayton. No.
I'd rather hear about the octopuses, Clayton.
No, we don't want to hear about that either.
I actually do. I've never heard anything about this. I just saw the emojis being spammed. What's going on with the octopuses?
Nothing.
Right, I'm not trying to get up you, man. I'm just trying to make you get real about things.
No, I like it.
Get real, man.
Just a little bit hard, if I'm being honest. But the octopuses, that's a different story. Okay, that's on another level.
We're not doing the octopuses again.
I've seen a Netflix.
If you do good work on Koza, I'll make sure there's an octopus character in like the third issue.
Just do me a favor on Netflix, right? Do you have Netflix?
No.
No, we're not doing
you're
it.
talking about the Japanese ones that do things with tentacles.
No.
But I've, I mean, the internet is a vast ocean.
Of degeneracy.
How many backers and the panel? How many backers do you think we're missing out because of the shipping cost?
I don't see, man. I don't look, dude. If I'm backing a book, I'm just backing a book. I don't really give a shit about.
I think George. I mean, I like George. We disagree on a lot of things, and I just disagree. I don't think people sit there and look at shipping as hard as George does for the most part. I think George is the minority.
It does.
I think 30 or 40% of comic buyers would be hesitant.
It's definitely like you want to make sure that creator has made their shipping as cheap as they can,
right.
And it sucks no matter what. You see it there, and it's like, oh shit! But it's never enough to stop me from backing.
I will say this, George. Like, it will affect the tier that I purchased. Though, would you agree, Clayton?
Yeah, it will.
I think what it might do is affect me backing other books. Is my point. I can't back 10 campaigns if I'm dropping $15 a piece on shipping. I might can only back 5 campaigns.
Great point.
So that's what I'm talking about.
So are you guys paying $10 US for shipping books? Like,
that's the standard.
That's the standard. Domestic shipping would be $10 a piece. Yes.
Mm.
And usually from Australia. In fact, I've only, I think, ever backed books from the US or Australia. It's 15. Right. That's what you charged, right, Clayton and Corey?
I think Rob charged a little bit less than
on the last campaign. Rob charged less. He charged 12, I think, but this one he charged 15.
Mm.
Yeah.
But you guys charge 15 from the beginning, right, Clayton?
I can't remember. Hang on, let me have a look now.
Christine.
I know we calculated it very accurate. Or we tried to get as accurately as we possibly could. Like we weighed everything, and but let me just double check here. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, see, it's the same with me as well, Christine. And I think it's too much. It's too much.
Christine, is that pounds or is that dollars?
She said dollars.
It's
Pounds
dollars?
is a different symbol.
Okay.
Yeah. Rob, like, what are you going to do though? It's not like people are making money. Like usually they're losing money.
Yeah, no, I'm losing money on shipping. I mean, my point is, like, our market, it's 75% US. That's what it is.
I know, but we have Malin doing his thing now. Like, I mean, I think there's a way around it for you guys, but I don't know if there's a way around it for us to send stuff to you. But you're a much smaller market.
But then you got to remember, and I understand this is 75% US, but shipping to Australia is more expensive. So it's not going to be $15 from the US to Australia. Now it's $25. Are you going to then lose those Australian backers? I don't know. It's just something to think about.
I think what you'd have to do is you'd have to do half and half, not half and half. 75% and the 25% you'd have to ship from here to 25, and 75% you'd have to get mail in to do it.
So are you saying have two separate printers? Or have it printed one country and shipped to the other country? Because separate printing is separate quality.
I would just go like whoever prints Mainland shit, or Cecil. I think uses the same one. I think even Art switched to the ones that those guys are using and have them shipped right to Mainland from there. Use the same printer.
Also doing fulfillment for other campaigns too. So.
Eric's in here. He'll share who he uses as printing. I don't know.
And then Rob, that means no more wax seals ever again, which is kind of what you're known for. Are you going to have signed items? I don't know. Like, it's things you got to think about.
I'd be willing to forego wax seals. First of all, I'm not even going to wax seal because Rob failed me on the mailing list. Oh, and second of all, I don't. Wow. The signature is like whatever. So
I like signatures.
How much is shipping within the US?
$10.
$10, right? $10 USD. We're only charging $15 USD to ship over there from Australia, so it's not that much more anyway.
No, it's not.
I don't think it's worth getting a completely different fulfillment company in America, personally, to do it when I could have the opportunity to sign and do a bunch of other stuff.
That's fine too,
and that's fine too, Clayton. But the it's not just about the saving on the shipping; it's the saving on the time. Like, you're not going to have time to do it. Are you going to have Corey do everything?
Well,
I think we were talking about earlier, George. I think these guys that haven't put out a book yet, they don't. They always. Yeah, they have to find out the hard way.
The way that we're probably going to do it is, well, the way that I've thought about it. Tell me if it's going to be any different. But we'll get the books shipped to Corey's place. And we're going to go over to Corey's. We'll spend like a week over there just packing and signing and doing whatever we need to do. Might take 2 weeks. I don't know, but that's kind of what we're thinking.
Look at what Eric Weathers just wrote for reference.
What did he write?
In the chat. Can you highlight that? For rep.
Real quick, guys. My phone's about to die, so I will talk to you guys
later.
Worries, love you guys.
His phone's really not dying. He's going to go take a mess.
For reference, if I were to ship today with 1,300 backers, I'm looking at roughly $12,000 to $15,000 just in postage.
Yeah.
So forget about packaging or any of the other stuff. Just in postage, $12,000 to $15,000.
Yeah, totally, man.
Bancroft says fulfillment is what wives afford. Dude, you're going to be in for a world of hurt when that comes around. You hire some people, hire some kids.
I remember how stressed out you were, Rob, when you had to go to the post office and you had to drop stuff off. Like, you were freaking out.
Dude, I really hate it. I just found out that a package I posted 2 months ago has got lost. So I've got to resend that. And that's 2 months that the backer is going to have to wait again, probably because of COVID.
I can't imagine the level of stress when you drop off a pallet of packages that they're going to get to their destination safely. I can't even imagine that level of stress.
That's that
Yeah.
the bogan postal service. That's what it is.
But I mean,
How-
Rob, like, how many books is it? I mean, you didn't have that many books that you were shipping out on that last campaign. Like, let's say it's
500.
500, right? Like,
Mhm.
that's not a huge amount of books,
Nope.
you know.
But there's
That's not
like
even
the
a-
different tiers
like,
and stuff, man.
Imagine EVS. Holy shit, man.
Dude, I can't imagine how he does it. Like,
Yeah.
I would be really interested to see how he does it because it's crazy.
Yeah.
And it's a lot easier in America, man. Like, they can just go to stamps.com and they can do an easy label. We have to do this whole thing through Australia Post and upload all these details, like for the customs forms and all that
Wait,
BS.
what?
Now it's starting to hit Clayton.
What?
Dude,
What are you talking about?
I uploaded like 80 orders, and for some reason the countries got put in wrong. So if I didn't catch them, like if I didn't realize that Texas wasn't a part of the Netherlands, that would have been 80 packages that have just gone out to get lost.
But don't you put the address of the person on the package individually?
You upload it to their system.
Why?
And because that's how it works. You
Because they
take
want
like
you to use the text.
CSV, right? Like an Excel document, and you upload that document into their thingo, and you fill in all the things.
But I've never posted a package like that before.
Yeah, but have you posted 500 packages?
No.
Are you going to do them all individually?
Yeah, I was just going to get a label printer.
Yeah, but you got to have a custom form. You can't just print out the person's address and ship it. You got to denote what. Like, I think you put pamphlets as what you attest to being in the package, Rob. But you got to documents. Yeah, you got to say this is what's in the package. This is what it's worth. This is the person's address. This is Rob did email addresses for every single person. That's how we got notifications. It's a lot of work.
Right. Oh, well,
And if
Rob,
you
you'll
don't
have to
have
give me
those,
that.
and you just ship them.
Yeah,
A lot
Clayton
of
thought
those
he was just
companies
going to
are
write an address on it,
No,
get it
no.
stamped, lick it, put it on there, and be done.
That's
And
what I thought, yeah.
And then Rob had some mislabeled by country, and he was freaking out about. Did that actually work out okay, Rob, or you had problems?
I think so. I'm literally going to follow up with everyone this week and make sure they got it, just because it's taken so long because of COVID to get to people.
Why does it take that long to put an Excel spreadsheet together when it's only 500 backers, man?
You understand that the government runs the postal service, right, Clayton?
Yeah.
You know that the government never does anything right, right?
Yeah.
I'm just wait. So wait a second, Rob. What is? I thought that form that you were filling out was so that you could get a discount on your shipping.
Yeah, so you upload it to the Australia Post site, and if you ship a certain amount of packages, you can get a discount, right?
But you got to do it anyway, is what you're telling me.
Well, I mean, you can do it individually, man, but that's going to take you days to do them individually.
And with the customs form thing, I've shipped overseas before and never had to fill it out. Never had to fill something like that out.
Well, that's changed, like in the last year as well.
Yeah, I had to fill something out the other day
for
to post
.hog?
to America. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I
right.
had
Well,
to
there you go.
write down that you're posting artwork and shit.
So you just fill that out, right? What
people's
did that
boxes.
document look like, Corey? How long did it take?
It took a fair bit, man. I had to put down my address. I had to put down his address. Then like other
How long does
information
that
shit.
take? Like 5 minutes?
Yeah,
but
then you multiply that
Yeah.
by
100
500.
packages.
5 minutes.
Yeah.
500 minutes.
Oh, 500
No,
minutes
no,
times
no.
5.
Yeah, man.
Okay.
It's a weird thing though. Like you had to specify what the hell you're sending in a package.
Yeah, no, I get that. It could be like,
You guys make comics sound so scary because I've been an oil painter for 15 years and I'm so cheap on shipping that if somebody in Canada orders, I'll drive from Michigan, go across the border, not have to pay a stupid VAT tax,
That's awesome.
and I'll
Yeah,
just
dude.
drive to the person's house.
That's
It'll sometimes be a
fantastic.
day and a half.
I
That's
think
scary,
if all
man.
they
I
had
wouldn't want someone turning up at my house just to deliver a package like that.
You know what?
Oh
I
well,
should-
usually it's a local gallery, but
I think they do make it sound scarier than it is, to be honest, though, Badger. Because
to
I remember Rob, man. He was like, "Man, you don't know, man. When you launch this campaign,
every
just
creator, Clayton,
dude, so
every creator
complicated."
will say the same thing, dude. Like,
He's like,
if
"It'll
all you-
take you forever to launch this campaign. Have you even started your campaign yet?" I'm like, "I did it in like a day or two."
I'm going to take this, I'm going to clip it, I'm going to record it, and I'm going to play it back in March, and I'm going to laugh at you endlessly.
Okay, and I'll laugh at you guys. I'll be like, "Yeah, this is
Then
like
I'll play
anything
it.
else."
I'll play it in July while you're still shipping, and then laugh again.
Yeah,
Is it more complicated than doing taxes for a business?
you might want to look what Bancroft's saying. I agree with Rob on this one 100%. I ship one package overseas about once every 3 months, and it's stressful as all hell.
Really?
Yeah. It's. Did I fill this out right? Is it going to come back to me? Where did it go? I hate it.
Yeah, that's true.
Why? What do
That's
they
true.
include on there?
It's you gotta like if they
They-
can if you tell them it contains this and it's like if I tell them it's worth like $50, say, then there's going to be a duty fee when it arrives to the person. So you got to tell them it's worth like $2. That way there's no fee. But then
Duty.
but then if you lose it, then you're not going to get any money back. Then you're screwed on the package. Like there's a balance there. What are you going to do? Are you going like for Darren's example here? If he's selling an oil painting for like $1,000, he's going to ship it over to a different country or whatever
they're
it
gonna
costs.
fuck me.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
I
Clayton,
didn't have to put down the costs of what I'm doing for a package, but they did say, like, if it gets, like, if they can't find the address, you could have to tick over a box that's like, oh, it just got lost in the mail, or return to sender, and I have to pay for it to be returned back
yes,
to me.
that's correct.
Just
So
fucking
if it gets
stupid.
returned to you, then you got to pay for the shipping to have returned to you. If they can't deliver it, then they just leave it or just toss it, whatever. Then the person can get their package. What are you going to do? And telling you, it's stressful as all hell. You're going to have a
Well,
mohawk here soon.
It's a good thing that Rob has done it before me.
Why?
Because he can be my mentor.
The way the stream is
and I
going, I
can-
don't think he's going to mentor you, Clayton.
I can be his Padawan. No, he'd love to be my mentor. Trust me. Him to be in charge,
I think you better start sucking
for
up
me to be the
Bancroft.
student. No, Rob's a nice man.
Is it at Bancroft's
I've let
first
him on
book
my
as well,
channel
though?
for like months and months. I've let him on my channel.
So
will
he can
return the
sell your
favor.
book, Clayton. So he can sell your book.
It's really hard to believe because I for years thought the hardest thing if you want to make a book, it's making the book is the hardest thing. Like, you can't convince me otherwise. But there's so much other stuff. You know, the campaign layout, the marketing, the shipping, all that stuff makes it sound so hard. You must have a true passion for it.
And the campaign is not as hard as people make out. The hardest part about running a campaign is the streams and jumping on them as much as possible because it takes time.
I think it
But
probably,
man, I mean,
it probably took more out of us have to watch that fucking Kozor video 70 times a day than it took out of you.
Oh, mate, I know.
We should
That
watch
was a
that
good
again.
video.
Just one last time. Just one
that
last
was a
time.
good video. Oh shit, we've gone for 2 hours. I got to get back to Kozor now, Rob. So
we're gonna wrap it up here.
Corey will
Thanks for
kick my
coming,
ass
guys.
otherwise.
It's always
Did you
great.
even work on it today, man?
I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry. Back on it.
Fuck,
Shit,
man.
just don't.
See,
don't
look
hurt
who's
me,
joking
okay?
about it now, man. This isn't the Clayton I used to know. He used
Hey,
to
what
be
are you
like
working
on top
on?
of his shit, man.
What are you
make
working
Rob's
on right
colors,
now?
man.
Make sure,
Oh.
Rob, you shout out to the great chat today, Johnny and Christine and Bass Marine. And
Clayton,
Hold on. I wanna
Rob's hired
say-
me to be a professional colorist to get it done on time, and that's what I'm gonna do. Okay, just like I
Yeah.
hired you.
I like Johnny Cage. You said the campaign wasn't hard because you had a veteran on your side. I would say that too. I would say running a campaign is probably pretty easy, Clayton, when we have Rob doing it for you.
Rob is my mentor. That's what I say to people. I say, if I'm the Padawan, he is the Jedi Master.
I love how everyone's turning on Clayton. It's fantastic. Everyone, thanks for joining us. We have, we'll say goodbye to everyone. Eric Weathers, Jim Cox, Christine, Todd's Truth, Michael Bancroft, Johnny Cage, Lars Leonard, Base Marine Comics. Thanks everyone for joining us. There was a lot of people considering it was on my channel. So thanks everyone for popping in. I borrow ideas as well. And thank you, Darren, Leroy, George, Corey, Clayton, and DWAG for popping in.
Thanks for having a degenerate
okay.
like me on here. This is fun.
We'll
You're not
yeah,
a
I mean,
alright.
I like and hockey, of course. I'd never forget hockey. Next week on Clayton's How to Draw Comics channel, we have Eric Weathers talking about letters and how not to suck at them. So please tune in, especially the new creators.
Corey and Rob will be hosting that one.
Dude,
I'll-
Clayton, I can do that, man. It's
Thank you,
fine.
man.
Okay.
Thank you. I
Are
just
you not coming, Clayton? Are you too busy?
I might have to be working on Kozel, man. I don't want to.
Yeah, damn straight, man.
He's so sensitive. He's so sensitive. All right.
Dude, I'm a sensitive man. I'm emotionally in
are.
touch.
Bye, guys.
Thank you, guys.
Much soy.